everyone, and welcome to the first episode of A Tale of Two Lions. And it's perfectly timed to when the music began fading out. Thank you so much. Let me throw a quick shout out to the mods. The Devil works hard, but D&D Jordan Lee and Riley Grick work far harder. So just want to throw that out there.
That's what's up.
Absolutely. Thank you all so very much for coming. The cast did not see the hype train reached like 400% of level 5 before we start.
Whoa!
I don't know what the numbers are, but the people in here are rabid. So yeah. So we're gonna get to that because before I introduce the cast, let me go ahead and do some quick little stuff I gotta get through for y'all. The contracts and such as they are, as are forthwith, such as and. We are A Tale of Two Lions, and we are sponsored by two wonderful companies. First, I want to shout out our sponsor that we will be playing with as far as our system, and that is Valorous Games. If you hit !Valor in chat right now, you will see a link both to the Valorous Games Twitter and to the Valorous Games website. We are using the Valor system to play this game, a crunchy but relatively freeform RPG system. It is wonderful. It is excellent. We are proud and happy to use them. I think it's going to be perfect for the game we're playing. However, I would like to also add additionally, they do have a Kickstarter coming soon. So as we start playing, if you find yourself interested in the system, you can definitely get it now. But coming soon, they do have a Kickstarter coming to reprint the book. In reprinting it, they'll be adding some errata, fixing some slight errors, and also fixing some names that are in there. So if you'd prefer to have the updated version, that's something to keep an eye out for. If you want to throw support, obviously you can go now. I did want to make you available. As far as Valor's high points, as I said, it's very crunchy, but it's also very freeform. I don't have like talking points. I just kind of got to get some of the stuff out there. When I was originally raising funds for the stream, the creator, Liana, who is in chat, Valor Liana, approached me about doing a sponsorship and was like, hey, we'd love to sponsor you. If you want to take a look at our system, tell me what you think, so on and so forth. And I read through, and if you like tactics, I promise you, this is the system for you. When you build out your characters, they feel like tactics characters, down to having a move stat. It feels very anime, very cool. It's just a very, very fun system. I just instantly fell in love with it. So I hope that shows through playing. Our other sponsor is going to be the virtual tabletop we'll be using. You see a little blue box underneath me. That is the box for Adventuring Kit. If you type !Adventure in chat, you will see a link to Adventuring Kit's website. It is a free virtual tabletop, but they do have a premium subscription if you'd like. It is a system agnostic, and again, I don't really have things that I'm supposed to say, but I'm going to come off the cuff with what I actually feel. When they approached me, I looked at the site. I don't know how many of y'all use Roll20. I have. I'm going to be honest. Not the best ever that I've dealt with. There's lag, there's issues, there's things like that. Adventuring Kit just feels smooth, quick, and easy. Things are very intuitive. The user interface is clean. There's no lag. It's just a really, really smooth, easy product. And what's good about it is the dev team is one guy. He's been using himself for over 6 years. And I can tell you now, he takes information, he takes ideas and things very seriously. If you join their Discord, if there's any idea you see they don't have, they're willing to do it immediately. But this right here is, for instance, a dice tray. You can lock it into the grid on the screen, take whatever dice you happen to be rolling. Let's say I'm rolling a D10, and roll that sucker, and it's immediate. There's also a readout for what your roll was. You can add on at a click, add or subtract to any roll very easily. You can make dice explode on certain numbers. All types of things. It's very, very smooth, very easy. I really thoroughly enjoy it. So I think y'all should definitely give it a look. If you decide in messing around with it, you want all the premium stuff, there is a code you can use at checkout, GameDad in all caps. You get 25% off a monthly subscription. So if you want to support us, let them know we sent you.
Josh is having his Morphe code moment.
I am a little bit. But also, in order to have folks really be able to join in and enjoy and all that good stuff, I will tell you that at the midpoint of every session, when we come back from break, before we start, I will be doing giveaways for 2 codes for 1 month free every week while the show is running. We have 20 total codes to give away. So that's something you got. And now I will throw in this last piece before I have everyone introduce themselves. And one of the cast members has no clue what I'm about to say, and I'm really glad about that. And all the other 4 know exactly what I'm about to say. When we first started, originally, I was approached by 3 sponsors. Now, for the 3rd sponsor, due to things completely outside of their control that they had no say in, they had to back out. Totally understand. There is no bad blood. I'm not even going to mention them because I don't want anyone to think anything bad, and I don't want to put anyone's business out there. But as a result, I realized I planned for 3 sponsors worth of speaking at the beginning and everything thereof. So I'm going to use that time every week to shout out something that matters to me, a member of the cast, whatever it may be, as the 3rd thing I want to draw everyone's eyes to. So for this week, she's getting mad because she knows what's coming. If you could do me a favor in chat and hit ! Sephi. One of our cast members is currently raising funds for a transition. And that is what I would like to highlight. If you are able to give help anywhere, please direct it there. That is the 3rd very, very, very important thing to me. I approached every other cast member other than Sephi before we started and wanted to get the okay, and everyone gave emphatic, all caps, yes, let's do this. Everyone was excited for it. So this was a team effort.
I'm gonna turn on my camera just to fuck with the overlay now.
Go ahead and do it. So
just to be evil.
On that note, let me go ahead and start getting everyone else involved in this because I've been talking way too long. So, oh, that's way too loud. There we go. So first, if you could introduce yourself, please, Wally.
Oh, wow. First, what's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet who always supports Sephi in every single thing that they do. That's right. I'm doubling down on this. I'm just enjoying this so much. Yes, you can find me on Twitter, WALLE132, like a cute little Disney robot. Should I talk about who I'm playing, or should I just leave it at that?
If you want to throw the name out, you can, but I mean, we'll get the chance to introduce everyone.
No, and I will just say the name. I am playing Virgil, and that's all you need to know, and I'm going to pass it on to the next person. Who's my next person? Okay. DK, it's you. I'm passing it on to you.
Oh, lordy, that's me. Yes. Hi, hello, I'm DK. I'm at Abadarlings on Twitter. You can find me there being your favorite gay dark academic. It's mostly me just posting beautiful things at an insanely fast pace. So if you're into that, come find me. Today I will be playing Salacia, and I'm just so jazzed. What a time to be alive. Passing it on to Lexi.
Amazing. Yeah, my name's Lexi, otherwise known as Black Girl Mage. If you also want to find me on Twitter, do it. I'm not going to stop you. I would like to join this group as a Sephi apologist. That's just who I am. I love you so much. You're amazing. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Fallon, who uses she, her pronouns, and I don't know. I guess you'll find out. I will pass it to Zeros. I don't know. Is that how you say your name? Yeah.
So, yes, that is how you say my character's name. My character's name is Zeros. Mine is Cinziak. You can find me on Twitter on the Cinziak Beta doing all of the random musings about tabletop games and games in general because I'm a nerd and that's what I do. Also, we love 2 things in this house, Final Fantasy Tactics and specifically Agrias, and more so than that, Sephi and all the good things that could possibly happen to her. And I suppose I will now pass that baton to the queen herself.
Can't just be mad at me now.
First of all, Nora, I will let you know that we're quiet on the stream, apparently.
Yeah, I've been punching it up a bit. If anyone is able to raise their gain, feel free. But I already started punching it up a bit on my end. But feel free to raise your gain across the board.
Okay.
I can also just move closer to my mic. Hello. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank you so much. I can't believe you didn't tell me this.
Can't you?
And now I'm embarrassed. I'm wearing so much makeup you can't blush, but it's fine. I'm AK Persephorath. I am playing Feldspar Lucio. She pronounced.
Okay. So that's everyone on the team. But you know, now...
You gotta introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Anoriand.
Just kidding. You're beautiful.
You can call me Josh. My name is Anoriand. I am the storyteller for your game this evening, folks. I am obviously a longtime fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. If you enjoy the things I do all types of wacky stuff. I just this weekend was doing Can You Beat Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones without attacking? It's exactly as fun as it sounds. It's like chess, but you get like half the pieces. Okay? I do all types of random stuff. I do TTRPG stuff. You found I have voiced people and done things, and it's been fun. And this is my first major AP that I'm launching, so I hope that everyone enjoys it.
Yay!
But we shall see. So,
Yay!
let us jump into the table setting, as it were. So our story, as you all know, takes place in Ivalice, in the world that we have known. In the year OV 981. This is roughly 7 years before the start of any stories you know, which means it's 44 years deep into what will eventually become known as the 50 Years' War. And we'll be focusing on a country in the east that often doesn't get discussed to begin with, a country known as Limberry. Because at its border is a great kingdom known as Ordallia. And this is the other country, and this is the other large nation involved in the 50 Years' War. All of Ivalice fighting as one against Ordallia. The prior king of Ivalice, King Dinamda Atkasha IV, has just died. Illness, murder, who knows? In a land like this, anything's possible. And as a result, his younger brother, Ordallia Atkasha III, has ascended to the throne as the 18th king of House Atkasha of Ivalice. There are currently plans for the king to wed with Luveria Larg, a noble woman with which he can sire a potential new family line and to strengthen the bonds. But none of this changes the state of Ivalice, because this is a story of war and all that that implies. And so, as I said, we find ourselves in Limberry, in the walled fortress city of Bessalat. For there has been assembled not just any team, but an incredible team. Because the general of the Ordallian forces, Prince Leonard, he is no slouch in combat, and he has been marching ever west and into Ivalice. He recently took the trade city of Salgidos. He took cities and countries along the border. He is slowly eroding the border that lies before him. And so it's on those border countries to fight back. But they can't just fight back with regular forces. Not in a world like this. And so, a new group was formed. Salvation. An incredible team made up of 3 squads, all under the lead of the greatest warrior that Limberry has known, Melchior Tenchiel. And one of those groups, known as Hope, is formed by the heroes you see before you today. How they all amassed here, what their future holds, that's for us to find out. And so to begin our tale, we find ourselves with the heroes before us in a training area in the walled city, where the 5 of them are gathered, as well as the 2 senior members of their group, the captain, Remus Thedolphus, and the vice captain, Lancel Margit, though everyone calls him Lance. And before the whole group stands Melchior Tengil, addressing them and letting them know of what their next mission is. Now, Melchior Tengil, to call him an imposing figure is an understatement. He's not massive. He's not the greatest warrior in terms of his bulk. But his sheer presence cuts into you like a knife. Long chestnut hair pulled back into a ponytail, silvered armor over a blue tabard, a simple blade at his side. Nothing about him should stand out, but he's a man who you would look at and cross the street if you saw him coming, because you knew you didn't want to accidentally kick a rock in his path. And as Melchior looks to the group, Hope, it's good to see you all here. As you know, Prince Leonard has been making his way west. He thinks that he can take our land, and we'll have nothing to say about it. He always seeks to underestimate me, but we'll fix it. I've already sent the other two groups towards Salgidos, because, you know, as great as we could all be together, I have a special thing in mind for all of you. After all, I mean, I think you all know you're the different group, but in a good way. I put you all here together for a reason. Now, I've been worried. Why would Leonard only attack directly in the northeast? He's leaving the Limberry castle completely untouched. I want all of you to investigate in the area. See what you can come up with. See if find any advanced scouting troops, any traps, anything that would suggest he's going to make his way there. I need a group that can make sure to find anything. There any objections?
Only a question.
Somehow I'm unsurprised, Zeros.
If we find anything, do we need to bring them back alive?
Depends on how willing they are to work with you. I'd prefer to get some information, but you already know. You come back home safe. That's mission number 1.
I also have a question.
Absolutely, Feldspar.
How deep into this territory are we supposed to go? Do you want us to go undercover, or do you want us to actually just scout?
You have free reign. I would suggest definitely making it a loop around the greater Limberry territory. I doubt you need to check out the Beta Sand Waste. If they're in that far, we're talking about infiltration squads, but the Dorvalder Marsh, Limberry Castle, Lake Poescus, that would be.
Do you think
what
they could make it through? Do you think they could make it through the sands?
I think if they make it through the sands, we have bigger issues.
All right then.
So it seems we've been settled. I take my leave, and I know that you'll be successful. And with that, Melchior leaves and turns around, at which point the captain of your group, Remus Thedolphus, turns and faces you. And if Melchior cuts an imposing figure, Remus cuts the figure of a weasel, but like a 52-year-old weasel. He has short, squat hair that always looks just a little too wet. More gray than anything else. He's got a mustache that is just thick enough to be unnerving, but just thin enough that he really needs to get rid of it. And he absolutely needs to put on a few pounds because everything looks just a touch too skinny for a guy who's supposed to be wielding an axe. Well, we all heard our mission. Is everyone ready to march, or do I need to give all of you boot spittles a chance to get ready?
I mean, honestly, Chief, I'm ready at any time to go marching and bust some heads that come across our path at any given day. So just point me towards them like usual, and I'll take about maybe 5, 10 this time around. I lost track last time.
You do remember when you lost track last time, the rest of the team came and joined you, so you weren't in trouble, correct?
No, yeah, I do remember that. I mean, obviously, as I warmed up the army for the rest of you guys.
It was the most interesting part of the day, to be sure.
I mean, we came out alive, right?
I'm not complaining.
I seem to remember having to heal some grievous wounds of yours. A little. Just a little.
Several.
And you know what? Every single day, I thank my lucky stars that you were there for me to close those grievous wounds.
I'm sorry. I'm going to break character for a brief moment to say someone in chat accurately described Remus by saying, we know where this guy was on January 6th. And yes, we do. Okay.
Got it.
At this point, Lance, the vice captain, who's been leaning off to the side somewhere this whole time, just kind of lifts up, and Lance is absolutely what you would describe as too cool for school. Think Jensen Ackles with like shoulder length hair. And you're somewhere in the right realm, coming up like, oh, come on, Remus. You already know what Virgil's gonna do. The group is the group. Come on, bro. Listen. Anybody need to go do anything first? Or are we ready to, like, start getting this thing done so we can get back and relax?
Fallon.
I'm ready if they are.
I mean, I'm always ready, of course.
Sephi, I believe you were saying something, but the internet popped in the middle of it.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's okay.
Fallon and Salacia, you've been very quiet.
Seems to me we've been given orders and we ought to go where we're ordered. One, I have nothing better to do, and two, I have nowhere else to be. So, move.
I'm the same.
Well, I mean, if you two are the same, and then obviously you got nothing better to do, then I believe we got ourselves a nice, finely tuned unit of people who are once again ready to put their lives in the line like we do every single time. And he like slaps Zeros on the shoulder.
Well, if we're being honest about it, I kind of observed you all putting your lives on the line and figure out how to keep us from dying.
Equally valuable.
Equally valuable, very true, but you know, it's just semantics of the things. Look, I understand my role in all of this. Me, I'm what one would call a lancer, joke intended. I go out in front, I clear out things for you guys, and you guys follow in behind me and just take out the rest that maybe I didn't leave behind.
You know something, Virgil. I have wondered why you have not taken the lance out into the field at some time, and I've come to the conclusion that you feel that if you did, it would be unfair for the enemies.
You know what? I'm glad you get me, Zeros. You get me. If I use my lance to the field, oh boy. Oh, that's a whole thing. I'm just pretty much giving myself a disadvantage to the rest of the party.
I should also remind you that the point is to be unfair, but I digress.
Yes!
Oh, sorry, Captain. You were saying something.
As I said, we're ready to march, you bootspackles.
So I thought it was Boots Spittles.
Exactly, you bootspoinkles. Let's make waste. And he just begins marching off, heading outside of the training area. I'm going to assume everyone is just following suit at this particular point. Okay. So, as you begin walking, you come out of the training area, and by default, you start making your way through Fort Besselat, an incredibly imposing fortress, out at the walls of everything. And there's massive scaled walls outside of it. The only real possible weakness the fortress has is that a river does roll through it. So, you know, there is a sluice that could be thrown, but like that's ever gonna happen. So anyways, you roll through the main tower and you come into the actual free city of Besselat itself. And I use the term city loosely. It is a city in the sense that, you know, there's houses, there is probably enough population there to qualify as a city, but it's not a city in the sense of large, imposing stone structures and the like. It's filled with a number of houses, quaint shops, and the like. As you're rolling through, however, you know, you're walking through town as per normal and headed on the path that would take you direct into the Limberry territory proper, when all of a sudden you start, as you're getting to the outskirts of town, seeing some folks coming towards the town, pulling a cart. They, on first inspection at a distance, might be, you know, merchants, maybe people coming home from a trip moving in, but as you look closer, you see these people are ragged. Their clothing is torn, ripped asunder. The actual cart, not just the hooding on the top, is ripped with claw marks throughout. The cart itself in the wood has deep gashes, some of which are just surface level, and some literally rip through the wood itself. You can expect to see people who have been through things, but this stands out a bit compared to usual.
So, anyone gonna comment on that carriage over there?
Fallon, you're muted.
I'm annoying. Are you okay? I'm saying this to the people, yeah.
You see, by the way, as they approach, that it's what maybe a family, but you see an older gentleman who looks to be in his 30s or 40s, and a somewhat younger woman, probably in her 20s, 30s, and then a young boy child. All of them, by the way, look this torn about and what have you. As we were traveling back home here to escape from being near the border, worrying about everyone coming, we were coming to try and stay with family. But in the marshlands, I thought we could cut through quickly, and oh God, it was bones everywhere.
Bones.
The spirits, they seek vengeance.
Is he the only person saying this? Is the woman or the child saying anything?
The woman is staring at you in this particular situation. She hasn't spoken, but she is just staring at you, and she seems to be shouting up. The child honestly looks kind of traumatized, like no physical wounds or anything, thankfully, but like you can tell that they had to run to get away from something, and they were just they are scared to speak right now. They're sitting there grabbing onto the man's leg, so you might assume he's either the father or just like a father figure or what have you, but there is a sense of keep me safe, even looking at you, who are all very much so not bones.
I would like to lean down to the child and just say, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Also, real quick before I continue, folks, obviously Sephi, let me just make this as a quick blanket announcement. Obviously, Sephi is dealing with a little bit of internet stuff. It's totally fine. We're going to work through it. But whenever you see the cameras pop like this, I'm just going to wait till she pops back in, and then I will readjust everyone's cameras as necessary for the thing, rather than adjusting and then adjusting again, since that'll be a thing I have to do. So, okay. So, the child just...
There was... his skulls everywhere.
How many of them were there?
I don't know. I ran. Daddy said ran, so I ran. I was good.
You were. You did really good. And I will fish in my pocket for something. I don't know. Something cute and tiny. Maybe like a small miniature version of my wrench, and just give it and be like, if you need to protect yourself next time, you can use this. And give this to him, and stand up and look at the mother and father, and just say, my team, I'm sure we all would. I'm sure that we all would be interested in asking a few questions about what happened. We want to make sure you're safe, and passage through here should be safe.
While this conversation is going on, what am I able to observe over here? Does this person look like a normal civilian? Do they look like a person who has battle experience of some kind? Are they from a guild that's known at all?
Hit me with, okay, so we're gonna officially break into our first mechanical roll here, folks. I'm gonna need you to hit me with an intuition roll. For those of you who don't know, Valor is a D10 system. So you're gonna roll a D10 and then toss your intuition on top of that for me.
Okay, you said intuition? So, tell me how that roll works real quick.
Into our first mechanical roll here, folks. I'm gonna need you to hit me with an intuition roll. For those of you... There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, all good.
You
Oh, and it erased it. It fixed itself perfectly. We're all good.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
Sorry about that, fam.
totally fine. I just explained to everyone, you're going through net issues. It's cool. We're gonna work through it. And then whenever you pop out, I'm just not gonna rearrange until you come back if I have to. No big deal. We all been there. So the way it works is, like I said, you're gonna roll a D10. You're gonna take that. You're gonna add your intuition stat from your sheet to it for me.
Okay.
And you're gonna just let me know what we got.
Okay. Okay, so that is a 7 on the die plus 7 intuition for a 14.
Okay. 14, I'm going to tell you right now. You look at this man and you can see he may have done some conscription work at one point or something like that, but he is absolutely not at all what you would consider like a knight or anything like that. He clearly doesn't have any of the necessary equipment on hand. You see in the cart, you can eyeball and see what looks like an old blade. It doesn't even have a scabbard. It's got a bunch of dings all along the sides. Like, this thing has seen some work, and not necessarily in his hands. He may have just picked it up off the battlefield or something along those lines. Obviously the child doesn't look combat ready or anything along those lines. The woman, just the same. All of them, you can tell they're very much so civilians who just happen to get caught in a really bad situation, but you can tell they're legitimately shook up by whatever it was they just dealt with.
I think my friend had a few questions. And I'm specifically looking at Feldspar, who had said something earlier.
You said you saw spirits and bones?
Yes. By spirits, I mean... The undead rose there, and I mean... I've heard of it happening. Skeleton warriors and such, but... In those numbers... Oh god, it was was like it was an army. I've never seen anything like it. I've never heard of anything like it. Oh, I'm sorry. I just... Flashbacks. We're lucky we made it out of there.
You are.
You are indeed. Sir? And I'll go over to, is Remus with us, or is it just Lance?
You know, all of the whole lot of you are on this.
Sir, I know we were going to check the marsh anyway, but I think we should make it a priority. I don't know if Ordallia has hired necromancers or if this is a natural occurrence, but it's concerning.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I think I got it. I think I came up with a great idea there. We're definitely gonna go check out the marsh.
Good idea, Feldspar.
Yeah, fantastic idea there, Felds.
Thank you so much. Also, I was addressing Lance, not you. Sir, respectfully.
Oh, yes. Chain of command. I understand. Him, then me. Makes sense. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Got a little cough there, sir. You may need a drink of water or something.
Are you good?
Don't
He's
worry.
choking.
I always come prepared with water, and right when you slap him is when he's drinking, so... Thank you for your concern.
Hydrate, sir. It's important to hydrate.
Thank you.
Yes, you don't want to choke on your water.
That would be
take it easy there, pal.
misfortunate.
Yeah, be a
No, I'm
shame.
not
Timing.
actually gonna spit water everywhere because I value my electronics. And so obviously you all begin marching. Now, Dorvalder March is a decent ways away from where you are, but not, when I say that, not in the sense of like being weeks away or anything, but it does take some time to walk there. So, you go from there, the family thanks you for wanting to check it out, and obviously goes on their way back into town, and from here you all begin to make your way towards Dorvalder Marsh. And along the way, we're gonna have a little bit of a descriptive moment, because we've heard our heroes and we've heard their names, but let's take a look at what the remainder of our group looks like, if you don't mind. So, Virgil, can I get a breakdown on Virgil's appearance?
Yeah, so Virgil is a dragoon. They're wearing the very traditional dragoon armor, but instead of the breastpiece, they don't have a breastpiece on. This actually, they're fully bare chest, but the only thing that looks like resembling what remains of the dragoon armor is you see the dragoon's helmet is not on his head. Actually has been retrofitted into a pauldron right on his left shoulder. And his entire left shoulder is covered up in that dragoon armor from shoulder to hand, so totally covered. And his right arm totally bared, but he looks like someone who definitely 100% has been through the dragoon training regimen. A body that is built for combat, to take hits, to take these powerful blows. But it looks like there is more to him, that there was something extra that he went through. Also, if you notice that his right arm, his right hand is bandaged up, and it doesn't look like it's injured. It's more maybe out of self-consciousness that it's bandaged up. Dark brown skin with a very charming, handsome features of someone who knows they're good looking, and they will take advantage of that fact that they're good looking. The only other article of clothing outside of this, their customized dragoon armor, is they have a red scarf that is tied around their neck that kind of is like tattered at the very end. So like trails is about as far back as about like to his lower back.
Alrighty. What does Fallon look like?
So, Fallon is a very tall, probably too tall, lanky but lean, light-skinned girl. She has bright red hair in two, they're not pigtails, but they kind of pull to the side, and that is to get out of her way, because as you look at her, you realize she is a machinist, yes, but she also She has muscles. She is built for something different than most people who deal with machines, what they might look like. She specifically wears a white t-shirt and very basic kind of brown pants, very tall clunky boots that are metal tipped, but she wears this deep dark brown jacket that has a patch ripped off, and her skin, so she's got this she's light skinned, but she's got hundreds of freckles just all over her body, and on her hand you see she has a cannon that she uses in combat, and in her other hand is a very large wrench that she also uses in combat pretty diligently. She is very tall, but she doesn't look very sure of herself. She doesn't walk with any expectations. She's on the younger side, and you can tell if she's broad-shouldered, she's putting on a face. But if you catch her in her down moments, she is just slouched and watching what everyone else is doing.
The important thing is she's got one for when they're right here and one for when they're over there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What does Zeros look like by any chance?
What does Zeros look like? Well, Zeros has, something. Zeros has cornrows because of course they do. Also, he has medium toned brown skin, golden eyes, and a pair of earrings that look like inverted triangles. There is one large golden shoulder pauldron, and the rest of the armor are different shades of reds and purples.
Okay. What about Salacia?
Salacia is a dragonkin, so while she does have deep brown skin, there's kind of, in the right light, out of the corner of your eye, if you're not looking directly at her but still manage to perceive her, kind of a shimmer or almost a scale-like glimmer to her skin in bright light. She is tall enough, approximately 5'9", of a somewhat stocky build. Very, very shapely, but has packed on lean muscle in a way that suggests that she is using those muscles repetitively for hopefully the powers that could. Hair that is black at the crown and then fades into purple and then fades into pink at the ends, that is always kind of neatly plaited or pulled away from her face. And she is dressed immaculately. Aside from the average wear and tear of being out on the road, there is not a button or zipper out of place. She's wearing kind of like a double-breasted military coat, and she's also wearing a skirt with a crinoline. It's kind of draped in silver and gold chains. She's got epaulettes on her shoulders. She is also wearing black and white hand wraps that just kind of tuck into the sleeves of her coat. And she's wearing knee-high boots. She has a very placid expression on her face, despite the fact that she is walking with perfect posture, head up, high, balance, as if it's something that's in the back of her mind at all times. And she is also, wrapped around her shoulders, has a small white sleeping dragon.
And last but certainly not least, can we get a description of Feldspar, please?
So, Feldspar is the smallest member of the party, and I mean that both in height and stature. She is no more than 5 feet tall, very delicate build. Her build is very straight and narrow. There's not a lot of curve to her, and she is swimming in these cream-colored robes that seem rather plain, except for if you look closely at the collar, there are silver and gold embroidery threads running through them. Her hair is a shock of mint green, and it's pulled back into a ponytail with braids going around the ponytail top. She wears wire-rimmed glasses that are gold and looks incredibly inquisitive. She doesn't talk much unless she feels it's necessary, but when she does, she has a lot to say.
I don't know what that's like at all.
Couldn't imagine.
Couldn't imagine.
Nope, didn't think so.
So, our group moves forward, ever onward through the world map. Of course, are there some zany hijinks along the way with Remus coughing and people finding different ways to play that up? You know that. I know that. We all know that. But then we get into the less fun situation as we start to approach what you all know to be Dorvalder Marsh. And Dorvalder Marsh is a marsh in every sense of the term. There's swampland all throughout, a bunch of just what I can only describe as freaking wildlife. Just lizards and little things here and there. Nothing dangerous at this moment, just enough to make no one comfy here. Okay? Mosquitoes flying around, things like that. And as you walk in, at first, the only thing about it is that you feel you're in a marsh. You're walking through muddy water, mud, soil, ground, all mixed into one. It's annoying, it's terrible, nobody likes it. And then you start to get that feeling. That feel in the back of your neck that something's not right. And you're not perfectly sure what it is, but you just know that there's something off at the moment.
Something, you feel that too, right?
Indeed, I do.
Are we feeling something wrong?
Oh, if we haven't found our enemy yet.
No, not.
Soon to appear, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong. It's just, my gut is telling me otherwise, and I kind of trust my gut.
No. Can I throw out... I don't know if aura can be used in this way. Can I throw out my aura to sense what's going on?
I will absolutely let you do that. If you want to hit me with an aura roll. So, you weren't here when Sin did it, so I will explain one more time. Also, in case anyone wasn't here for the earlier roll, Valor is a D10 system. Roll a D10, add the stat I'm calling for. So, aura roll, or in this case that you're calling for. So, aura roll a D10, add your aura, hit me with the result.
3. It rolled, but I don't see what was the result. Oh, there we go. A 1! Lovely. Okay, so that is... an 8.
An 8. So, kind of in the same boat. You basically... excuse me. You basically do push your aura out. You start feeling in the air around you, feeling for traces, feeling for something. You want to know what is out there. What is it that's making you feel this way? And it's not that you don't feel anything, so much as while you definitely feel there is an uneasy presence here, you aren't able to put a direction to it. You can't seem to pin anything down. In the moment you feel over here that maybe it's something, now it feels over there, and then it's kind of moving everywhere. There's no ability to track it. So you can sense that there is some sort of malevolent feeling here, some sort of an evil energy feeling here, but you can't really tell what. Also, Sin, you're muted.
Oh, well, part of that is because I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay. Well, someone said can't hear you, and then I saw the mute, so I thought I'd let you know.
Thanks.
Josh, may I expend some stamina?
You can.
I would like to, I think probably standing somewhere toward the middle of the line, sort of just poke my head past the people that are in front of me, and I would like to use my spirit sight and see if I see anyone in the
Absolutely.
darkness.
Give me one moment here,
Phenomenal.
just to verify one thing in the book, so I am not incorrect about the thing I'm about to say. There it is. So you're expending 2 stamina in order to use Spirit Sight. Okay. So, what Spirit Sight does is it lets you see any invisible or otherwise concealed targets. And as you look around, you don't see anything. In general. There's no one using any sort of cloaking, transparency, invisibility, concealment, or anything like that. But what you do notice is flecks on the ground in various spots of almost like a purple glowing, like a flaming aura that'll pop up and disappear. Here, 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 all around. It won't stop in one spot. You definitely do not feel good about it. But it's clearly not a hidden person.
I think I just gently, with each hand, reach out and gently tap Fallon and Feldspar and silently kind of just direct my head toward where I'm seeing the flecks, just so they kind of have an eye on it as well, and just sort of look at the two of them to see if they have any idea what we're looking at.
I don't see anything. I can feel something sort of all around, but I can't see it.
Is it possible that I could take gunpowder from just some bullet casing and, with the feeling of a direction, throw it fast enough to possibly, like, I don't know, reveal some sort of shape of a thing?
I'm cool. Okay, I'm gonna call this... I'm gonna call this an intuition roll.
Also, DM, is this a situation that would be helped with any kind of knowledge whatsoever?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
If you would like to do your thing first.
I would.
And apply that to the group. Okay.
Please.
Okay.
That question was, is this a situation where knowing things can help us?
Is there ever a situation where there's not?
Yeah.
Is this one of those situations?
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. That is a 13 on intuition. So based on that number, what would be helpful in this situation?
Okay. I would first ask you, you have spirit sight as well, correct?
I do not.
Oh, you do not. We talked about that and you decided against it. So in this case, I'll just let you go from there with the knowledge. Obviously, you know, based on the previous discussion, you're dealing with, quote, spirits and the undead and the like. You are learned enough about the various, what I'm going to call non-natural fauna of Ivalis the types of things that don't necessarily occur in nature, so not red panthers and the like, to know that when it comes to spirits and the undead, they generally, I should say, come in one of two major varieties. Assuming we're not getting into occult such things. There are ghosts and there are skeletons. Generally, ghosts are obviously just spiritually animated, whereas skeletons are physical embodiments. You can also kind of just logic out on your own that where there is theoretically ghosts work at play right now, skeletons are likely involved because a ghost would not be slashing things. It would not have the corporeal form to do so. It lives more in the realm of magic and incorporeal focused attacks. So almost by definition, plus the little girl said skellies, putting two together, you can assume that. One thing you would know is that skeletons, when they are not attacking or anything, have been known to at times go dormant and more or less hide underground until such time as their spirit is unsettled.
Okay. Well, it seems that what we have going on here is some kind of spiritual activity. It seems a ghost of some kind. And you're the only one who can see them.
Like something's walking around, almost. It keeps moving. It's almost like I'm looking at footsteps.
Well, normally they have... Some of them come with companions in the physical form, but perhaps they are lying dormant at the moment. I'm not sure if I know how to deal with ghosts exactly.
Didn't they say there was an army of them?
They certainly did.
Are we prepared to deal with something like this? Virgil, be serious with yourself.
I wasn't going to. Okay, look. Yes,
Well,
we're prepared. Look, I've faced skeleton armies before. All right, just gotta be able to ready. Just gotta hit them hard enough, and then they'll probably crumble underneath your fist or whatever. But before you say anything, Zeros, if you have magic, use it.
what I'm going to say is, well, if we weren't prepared for this, we'll certainly be prepared afterward.
At this point, Lance walks up between you two and is like, come on, we got Kick Punch McGee over here. What could go wrong?
Plenty.
Famous last words if I've ever heard them.
What if they don't like kicking or punching? Or what if they do?
Wait, when did people start calling me Kick Punch McGee?
Oh,
We've done
you're
that for quite some time.
very out of the loop.
Oh,
Almost more often than
You
your
also
name.
are pretty self-involved, so it doesn't surprise me.
You haven't noticed I've been calling you McGee for, I don't know, like months?
no, I haven't. I mean, honestly, like a lot of things that you say just kind of goes over my head, and I just focus on myself. But no, I really haven't.
I mean, if you disapprove, we can stop.
No, actually, I don't mind it. It's just a weird name. But anyway, yeah, you got me. You'll be fine.
I believe that was our invitation.
Oh no.
All right, you undead chuckle fucks. Why don't y'all line up one after another so we can all take you out one by one? He like takes his hair tie and ties his like braids back.
Are we fighting or are we listening?
I think we should
don't even
prepare for
know.
both.
For what?
Wow.
Why is everyone even wearing this? But if they're dead once, they could be dead again. I mean, they obviously had to be not worrisome enough to die in the first place. Logically, they can't really pose a threat. And you see Remus just fucking walking forward.
You
Into the
understand a
marsh.
a
Okay.
lack of respect for your enemies is going to end you in an early grave.
I don't think he's concerned about it, if I'm being honest.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure
I
he knows
know.
he's gonna die.
I mean, I know I'm blinded by my own confidence at times, but
The dead.
Feldspar, I think maybe we ought to be ready. Just sort of
I
on the outskirts.
I agree.
Dead keep their ledgers.
Oh yes, that sounds very concerning.
Oh, it has language.
Oh,
Interesting.
Pardon, what was that?
And in that moment, you see Remus, as he goes to take a step, up comes a hand through the muck and grabs his foot in place.
And there it is.
And between you and he, up sprout 6 skeletal beings of various various tones to their bonage. 3 of them are very, very clean white with blue little tattered clothings on them. You can tell they're very, very new skeletons. 2 of them, you can see there's yellowing in the bones. They've been aging far longer. They've been through a bit more. And 1 is almost gray, a dark gray on the bones throughout, with a red glint in its eye.
That's probably the big one. Anor, do we recognize any Ordallian livery on them?
No. As far as they all bear all types of different markings and whatnot. Some of them align to soldiers of 1 or 2 align to soldiers of Limberry, 1 or 2 align to maybe Zeltanian soldiers, and the remainder actually look like mercenaries or just former warriors of no real place to call home. But we will get to that in a bit because I'm trying to get us back onto the proper schedule after starting later. And so we're going to take our break here before we start the fight. And also because I want to draw dramatic tension. So, folks, I'm about to set some music. We will be back in 7 minutes at 8:40. When we come back, we will do some giveaway stuff in chat for a couple of free codes for Adventuring Kit, and we will begin our first fight in A Tale of Two Lions. Be back shortly, y'all.
Woo!
Yes.
Thank you
With
so
questions.
much, folks, for waiting. Oh no.
Lots of questions.
What do you
so many
mean?
questions.
We were trying, like, you were muted, but you couldn't see us go, like, no, we're not ready to go live because we have questions.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can answer them on
We'll
stream.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay,
We'll
hit
figure
me.
it out.
Hit me.
Also,
what do you need?
Let's do it.
I just want to know if healing damage is going to damage these fuckers.
Oh, that's a valid. For now, I'm gonna say no, but it maybe could. I'm gonna say no just based on I didn't prep for that. But yeah,
What?
I mean, it's a standard Final
what you
Fantasy
mean?
thing.
It's just damage.
Yeah.
That's like textbook
you know
Final
what?
Fantasy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Actually, I'm just gonna say fuck it. We've
I
all...
love the people that argued for me. Thank you.
I'm just
Because we know how the rules work.
Listen.
We came here as the
Look, it's like they said in
Hello.
New Jack City. It's we got. All right.
If it makes you feel better, I don't have any Phoenix down, so I can't just ruin your encounter. So
I'm looking at you, Wally.
What? Me? I'm sorry that Square Enix decided to put a mechanic in their video games that breaks a
'Cause
whole
that's what
entire
I'm
boss
talking
fight.
about right now.
Hold on, Wally. Are you gonna body slam the train?
It's gonna come up.
It's gonna come up.
you're gonna suplex the train. I'm happy.
Come
If we
up.
don't get a haunted train, I'm gonna be very upset. Anyway,
Do you really want me to send a train hurtling at you?
No.
Yes.
yes.
I mean,
Okay.
the
That
thing
was
is,
the
I suppose.
best day. You got every answer all at once. Yes, no. I'm almost positive I heard a maybe in there.
No, I said I'm almost positive I could stop it.
Okay, listen. We are going to do a thing. Keyword. If you enter exclamation point free in chat, you're about to get to see combat, and in so doing, you're about to get to see us use some of the fun of the Adventuring Kit interface. If you decide it's cool, if you want to support them, and more importantly, if you like free things, hit exclamation point free in chat, and you are going to get the chance to get a free code. And that code will give you 1 month of premium subscription for free. I kept saying the word free there because I like free. It's a good number. It makes me happy. Makes everyone happy. But yeah, you hit
it's
that.
what I'm worth.
You're
You're
worth free?
I don't charge for my services.
Oh, damn.
That's not.
I'm not smart
That-
enough
look.
The
for
cost
it.
is not the
Look.
worth. The cost is not the worth.
The cost is not worth. The cost is not
the
worth.
thing is, for every time that comes up, exclamation point Sephi in chat. Every time it comes up.
Oh,
Exclamation point Sephi!
I'm just gonna not talk for the rest of the evening.
That's fine.
we got her, yo.
Y'all messy.
We got her.
So keep going with that exclamation point free if you would like the chance
Yes, that's
at
fine.
a code for a free. Like I said, we're going to be doing 2 codes a week, every week for the run. So if you don't win this one, don't worry, you're going to have more chances. While that's going on, I wanted to say once again, as stated, exclamation point Sephi, give money to Sephi. Sephi deserves it. Also, if you, for whatever reason, are here and you're not following all these wonderful people, first of all, why? No, I need to let that hang in the air. Why? I need a good reason. I've been yelling about this for a while, if you've been here. I tag them every time I do, and look at them. Why?
I'm mad.
Just, there is no good reason. Fix it. If you hit exclamation point players in chat, you can fix it because it will have all of their socials and all of their Twitch accounts, so you can follow them on both. Because I'm nice and make things easy for people.
I was pretending I froze again.
That's fine because
I got worried.
because Sephi is not nice and makes things hard for people.
I mean, I think that's a personal issue that they have. I'm just being me.
Say it like
I'm
I
just being me
didn't
out here
know.
on these streets, you know, just serving fresh mahi every day, you know.
Mahir.
It's
Let them-
yeah,
let
I'm not
them know.
tilapia, I'm not cheap. As in opposition to what I just said before.
See the confession right there. Someone clip that so I can use it later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Remember,
Ankh, you won a free week, a month, whatever it is.
Congrats!
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's my friend.
So Ankh won one. Let me make a note of that before I forget. Mirrored Punk, you're going to get a free month code for Adventuring Kit. But we're going to do one more, folks. So let's reset the eligibility here.
One more time.
Wait, no, I want to. No.
Everybody celebrate.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. So the code this time is going to be exclamation point. You know
That's
what?
as much as we can legally play.
Exclamation point Daft Punk, no capitals.
Wait, we can say that?
Exclamation point Daft Punk in chat. No, it's Daft Punk. I'm not kidding.
Oh my god, he actually made it Daft Punk.
Oh my god.
Exclamation point Daft Punk in chat to enter for the other free key to get a free month.
That was Daft Punk? I thought it was Tupac.
No, it's definitely Daft Punk.
I should
It's that California song, right?
I should have let you finish before I started speaking.
Oh, I love
What?
Beyonce.
I do love Beyonce. Is it Beyonce?
Her album Teenage
You won't
Dream.
break my soul.
It's because
You won't break my soul.
Her album Back to Basics is so
I'm telling
good.
everybody.
Oops, I Did It Again is a great song.
Oh my
Back
god.
to
love
basics.
y'all.
Hold on. No, hold. Pause. Time out.
Wait.
Flag on the play.
Wait. No,
Back
it was
to
Christina
basics?
who did that like, what was it? Are You Responsible song? That one? Are you responsible?
You are not.
That was Beyonce.
You look too much like Aaliyah to make that joke.
that's true. You cannot make that joke right now.
Too much like Aaliyah to make
You
that joke.
cannot
No.
make that
No.
joke right now.
I need you to understand. I have like an airbrush Aaliyah shirt, and I'll wear it on stream, and literally every time people roll in like, "Are you wearing a Seffi shirt?" No. I would, but no. You cannot make that
she
jerk.
really does. Ooh, that's messing with my head.
I'll take that as a compliment.
You will not break my soul.
Yeah. I mean, I almost said something that would like cause everyone to leave chat and everyone to hate me.
New and exciting.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, I look just like Aaliyah, except I'm alive.
Oh.
What in the Southwest Airlines?
I like
So low.
Are you serious? Oh, you took my joke in 10 times there. Fuck. Oh, that's too far even for me. Okay, hi. We're playing Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's good because Final Fantasy Tactics goes there.
Why is it
Like
so
the
hard to
grassy.
get black people on one stream at a too? Well, this is the reason.
This is probably the reason, yeah, actually, yeah.
Probably the reason we do it to ourselves sometimes. All right, let's
So
go.
remember, folks, when you
R.I.P. Aaliyah.
unfollow and you report, make sure, again, exclamation point players, go to twitch.tv/Persephoroth and unfollow and report there, not here.
Double trouble.
This is my second channel, though.
It is, so I'm screwed either way. One last time, I'm going to give everyone one more minute to try and go in before we get into the fight. Exclamation point Daft Punk, no capitals, if you want to win a free month of premium subscription to one of our sponsors, Adventuring Kit.
Are you responsible? I can't do a baby sound. It's one voice acting thing I can't do.
No, yeah.
Got people shaking my hand.
Problematic.
Southwest Airlines.
Hashtag problematic.
Oh, God.
I don't know. To everyone who's sitting here like, what's happening? I don't know what makes you think I'm going to have an answer for you.
Wait, was Kobe
put a bunch
Bryant
of
also
black people on
Southwest?
one
Because that
string.
might just be cursed.
No, Kobe Bryant was a
Private.
helicopter.
It was a private helicopter company.
Oh,
yeah.
that's unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you could go ahead and tag A Tale of Two Lions on social media with hashtag
A
problematic.
tale of dose pussies.
Oh my.
Ooh.
I did not think this through. Not
And whose
one
fault
part
is
of it.
that?
Mine.
Are we starting?
Mine.
Did
She's
someone win?
my best friend. I'm going to roll it now because I literally don't know what else to do.
Just go with it.
So I'm just going to roll it.
Roll it. Roll it.
Jupiter Wolf.
Ooh.
Hello,
Ooh,
Jupiter Wolf.
I know that name.
Welcome. You have won
Congrats.
a free month of premium subscription. So after the stream, both Miradonk and Jupiter Wolf, I do have you noted here on a sticky. I will be sending you both messages with the code for the free 1 month subscription. Y'all ready to fight some skellies?
Yeah.
I'm ready to think that I can try.
I use Phoenix Down.
That one.
But you don't have.
I use Life Spell.
I use Raise.
You could do that.
I use Full
but
Cure. I'll
let's
stop
go.
now.
It's fine. But as far as chat, they're going to be a bit more. I don't know. They're going to have a bit more of a moment with what is going on because they are hearing music. And they know the battle music has started.
Battle.
I should have had this ready before we started, but it's fine. This will take me but a moment. Because, unbeknownst to our players, one of the fun things about Adventuring Kit is that you can hide things from your players in the campaigns. So I can, for instance, have things not be visible until the literal exact moment I want them to be.
We're waiting.
Oh, I'm about to.
We waited.
I'm sweating.
Okay. So the one thing is, I do have to say for everyone before I transition screens to what you're about to see. Our artist did have some health concerns. They are fine, they're okay, but we were not able to get the art that I was going to use for pieces here fully made yet. So for today, there will be placeholder pieces for our players. It will be coming within the next, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. So we'll be all good, but just so everyone knows what's going on. And we're gonna into the battle screen.
Right, so where do you see them?
Hold on, here we go.
We're waiting,
And
Josh.
Now,
It's the first time I've heard you call him Joshua.
That's fair.
she says that when she's mad. A tale of two lines. If you all will click on, or if you all go to your Adventuring Kit screen and you pull out from the top left, the little book that's there, do you see a new folder titled Dorvalder March?
Oh,
Yes, in fact, yeah.
There you go.
It says Untitled.
No, not inside of.
Oh, that's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, if you go to Dorvalder Marsh itself and then you click down, if you pop out the green option, you'll see the actual grid map you'll be fighting on. If you pop out the
nice.
yellow one, that gives you an angled view of what the battlefield looks like isometrically if it was hypothetically in the game.
I don't see anything. Oh, there it is. It just showed up.
Okay. The spear icon is obviously going to be our resident Dragoon for this week, Wally. The sword will be our resident Rune Knight,
Oh.
Zeros. The crossbow is the closest thing I have to a gun,
Thanks.
so that's going to be our good friend
I mean, if it's
Fallon.
D&D, they do the same damage. Anyway.
The
Not them.
tome is our resident Thaumaturge, Feldspar, and the fireball will be our dragonkin Salacia. And so you see our army aligned on the left, you see the enemies lined up on the right.
Oh, that's
Over here?
awesome.
You can
is
select
slick
and
as
move.
hell.
I'm telling y'all,
Real
there's a
nice.
reason why when they approached me, I was immediately like, oh yeah, I'm with this. There's there's dang near no lag. It's just absolutely great.
Am I fireball or tome?
You are tome.
Okay.
Fire would fit you. I knew in picking that I was potentially giving myself something, but you
That
are
crossbow got
tome.
real big.
Yes, I'm assuming that Fallon is trying to make it look more like a cannon.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's not me.
Oh, then someone else is messing with the crossbow.
It's me.
Why? You're the
I didn't-
sword.
Well, because I can click on it and I didn't know what the buttons were gonna do.
Y'all, we're just
My
learning
token
this,
paid
and
the
we're
price.
professional streamers.
We really are.
Okay.
That's a sad. Well, actually, that's just the truth of
So-
all streamers.
Yeah,
We're
really.
We're going to go. Oh shoot! I forgot to fix this. 1 moment.
Professional streamers.
There you go.
Yep. This will take me just a moment, everybody.
Professionals. That's what they call us.
Professional. Professional.
I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna wreck it. Okay, no, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
We don't know what you're
Boom.
fixing.
All the
that face?
cameras are at.
Our names are switched up.
No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. She lost. She lost that opportunity.
So
You're
here's the
second
question.
to that.
Hey, Wally, how does it feel to be a thaumaturge?
Oh, that's right. Because
yeah.
I'm Sephi right now.
Yep.
It feels wonderful to be able to do thaumaturgy. I can just point my hand at something, and then boom, it explodes.
I feel red. I feel a little red.
Damn. Damn.
How are you going to make fun of me but not do the accent? I know it's terrible, but you need to do it to make fun of me.
I was trying to.
Oh. You got almost got the pitch right.
Yeah. I was this close.
So close.
There
Which
we
is
go,
how I
now
feel.
it's fixed.
Which is how I feel with my exes. Anyway, are we good?
Oh my god, I was not ready for any of this.
I have to fill the empty space, Anor. If there's empty space, I'm gonna fill it. My character isn't perverted this time, though. So.
I'm gonna refrain from comment. So
What? She's not.
combat time in the Valor system. Initiative is very simple. Roll a d10, and then add your dexterity to it. Let me know what you get.
D10 plus
Roll a
dexterity.
d10.
I will also be rolling a d10.
Oh, nice.
If you're using Adventuring Kit to roll, you will see the D20 symbol up at the top. Hit the arrow next to it, and that will pop out into a full dice tray, and you can just pick the D10 out and roll that.
Forgive me. Did you say dexterity or agility?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Cool. Not bad.
Okay.
That's not bad. I got an 11.
I also have an 11.
Okay. What is your dexterity, Wally?
My dexterity is 5.
And Sin?
Also 5.
Should we go by agility then?
Sure.
Sure.
What's your agility?
4.
Mine is 6. So.
What did you guys get?
11.
11.
11. Okay, interesting. What did I just roll? I got a 6. My dexterity is 5, and then I have a quick to act thing.
Oh,
that
plus
gives me
2.
+2.
That's right.
I think it's only the dex only matters if you tie. I think.
Okay, great.
No, right. Well, she
Wait,
wouldn't
right?
have
Yeah.
tied, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
the +2 means Fallon goes
Yeah.
first. What about you, Sephi?
I got a 14.
Oh yeah, you go first. Thus far, unless DK.
No, I sure don't. I got a 10.
Wait. I think I added
got a
wrong.
10?
Hold on. I added wrong. It's a 12. Sorry.
Still ahead of a lot of us.
Yeah, you're one step back from that. So, meanwhile, I rolled a 2 for our skeletal friends. So, spoilers, they don't have like 10 decks or anything. So, they're going after y'all.
Nice.
So, Fallon, you go first. The
I
was
Yeah,
about to
go ahead.
explain, both for
Thank you.
y'all as well as for our viewers. The way combat works in the Valor system is very simple. You have 3 actions every turn. An attack action, a support action, and a move action. Your attack action is using any given one of your techniques that you've built. Your move action is very simple. You can move whatever your move stat is on the map, and your support action is any of the support skills, if you've got those. Things like Spirit Sight, like Fly, like Jump. If you picked up any of those, you can use those in addition to anything else. And it's that simple. If you don't want to use or can't use any of them in a turn, you just don't use them. So Fallon first. I'm guessing you'll want to move.
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
So the layout.
If
They're
you
kind of over
go
there.
if you go onto the map on Dorvalder
Yeah.
Marsh on Adventuring Kit, on the top left you should see an arrow and then like a ruler and all
ruler.
that. If you click the arrow, you should be able to then take your crossbow and move it wherever you like.
Yeah, quick system question then. What is our movement? Is there like a movement speed? Is there a...
Yes, on your stat sheet. If you didn't enter it in, I can tell you right now, and I can give this to everybody real quick because it's a very simple calculation, especially at these lower levels. Where'd I put it? I put it over... Eventually I'll find it. Here, if your agility is 4 or less, your move stat is 3. If it's 5 to 8, your move stat is 4. If it is a 9 or a 10, which is the max you could have right now anyways, it's 5. Barring having any of the skills that might mess with it.
Great. Agility specifically.
Yes.
If it's 4 or less, it's what?
It's 3. So you have 4 agility, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so you have a move of 3. So you can just move 3 spaces.
Great. Okay. So I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna use my arm cannon. So she's gonna lift her arm cannon up and aim at one of them. I don't think there's any specifically. Was there one specifically that we were afraid of, or should I just?
The one with the glowing eyes seems important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the hints I gave you were that these 3 up front look the youngest, if you will, as in the least aged, and thus the least likely to have been living unliving, if you will, longer, which maybe implies they haven't built up as much strength. These 2 are more lived, and this one right here, he's seen some shit, y'all.
Okay. So I'm gonna fire at the one that has seen some shit.
So, do you... Okay, here's the thing. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spaces from you.
Ooh.
Do you got anything with that kind of range?
I don't. I think my range attack is 6.
Right. So for now, you basically won't be able to attack then.
Okay, that's fine. So I will just move on in.
Yeah, so... Of note, like, it's entirely possible, especially earlier on in fights, to just have nothing you can do other than this.
Move.
Or maybe you have, like, something you can do to power up or whatever, something along that. What happened? Yeah. Okay, so that's for you. Feldspar, you're ups.
No, I would like to move forward 4 spaces, which is my limit. And then I'm going to use a support action. We are level 3, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to summon 3 attack nodes.
Ooh.
5 paces ahead of me. Equidistant from each other.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 3. I said 3. No, did I say 5?
Yeah,
3.
you said 3.
3 attack nodes, 5 spaces in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So for the nodes, we'll go with... Ooh. There we go.
Cool.
I see you.
Thank you so much.
And so in this case, they would be 1, 2, and 3, correct?
Yes, and so what happens is Feldspar closes her eyes for just a moment, and they open in a burst of light, and 3 shining orbs of like crystalline energy shoot from her and start to spiral towards the creatures. And they are my attack nodes. And I can cast any technique that I have through them.
Gotcha. So basically, they're just like bounder points, if you will, to get you closer to things. Got it.
And that's my support action. And I am going to use my ability, a technique called Prayer, which is healing magic.
I said I'll allow it.
Blast radius. I'm going to cast it from each one of these eyes. Or nodes, so to speak. And let me just double check how much that is. I believe it's 6. I believe it's 6. Plus empowered attack because I'm using it as an attack. Just another 6. Do I roll anything to add this? I think it's mind, right?
Hold on one sec. Yeah, so if it goes off your mind stat, then yeah, you would add your mind to it. The one thing I gotta see, 48. I think... Hold on.
after every level up, I can have an additional attack node on the field. Is that what you're looking at? I think I can have 3.
Hold on. May have an additional attack node. No. You can have 3. My thing is if you're able to. I'm wondering if you're limited to just 1 attack still per turn, I believe. Like, you can send it through them, but you can't get, like, 3 attacks from them. Although, if you'd like, I'll let you, like, move your actual nodes a bit so they're not so crowded together then.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I think they have to stay there because they can only go 5 spaces in front of me. So they can stay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I'll move them.
I'm having it pop out from there, so yeah. Essentially, that lets you get as close as possible with them.
Yeah. Yes, okay. So I'm going to cast my prayer through them. I'm going to close my eyes, put my hands together, and I'm going to cast 1 through it, which is... Do we have to roll for this? Or do we just add our points together?
No, you roll... So in this case, you'll roll... You said it's from mind, right?
Yep.
So you'll roll 10 plus your mind attack.
Okay, so that's 4, which is not great. That's 4 plus 7 plus 6. So that's 11, 17 healing damage to... it's a blast too, so it might hit... I'm gonna try hit the big one, this baby skelly right here, and one of the green ones.
So
that's just 1 spell though.
As far as the actual... That was for the attack. The damage is slightly different, but it's easy enough to figure out.
Right. Okay.
So for the attack, let me roll here. I'm almost positive I don't think I can defend that much. 9. Nope, you hit it. So the damage, as far as that goes, is going to be on that. It's a flat rate. I've got it here. It's 12 plus 4 plus... One moment. I've got it here. How can you tell this is our first combat, folks?
Yeah.
It will be smoother.
We did do a session 0. Just saying.
Also, this is about as clunky as this whole thing gets, I can tell you that now. You saw how smooth everything else went. Yep, okay. It is... What is the power level of your core? Is it just 1?
Let me see...
Like the core, the healing core itself. Did you put any additional points into the healing part of it? Okay.
No,
so
I didn't know that I could.
No, it's fine.
Fix it for next time.
No. Well, because I planned on giving you all the chance to adjust after this first session anyways.
Yeah, so 1.
So in that case, it's going to do 16 minus... It's going to do then 8 damage to... I'm assuming you're hitting here, so you can hit both of them? Okay.
Well, I think I should be able to hit 3. Is the Elemental Blast edition?
Oh, it's got a wider blast radius?
Yeah, and also, energy attack, do I add that to damage or to the hit roll?
To the hit roll.
Okay.
Because energy attack doesn't factor into healing. Okay,
yes.
So if I go... I think you might be able to hit 4.
Okay, it's hit full.
Yeah, because if you go from here, the blast radius hits this one, this one, this one, this one. Coming 3 off of here. Okay, yeah, you're good. So, the 8 damage hits. The blue skellies, they... You can tell, like I said, they ain't got a lot to them. The green skelly, he's not really... Like, you saw him flex back a bit when the healing light that they are so very opposed to hits him, but he takes his stance again pretty quickly. The red skelly basically just doesn't even flinch, and you just see its eye glow in response, almost like it's calling you out.
I think we're in trouble. I just wanted to say that I do believe we may be in a bit of a mess.
End up in a bit of a mess. Make your
A
way.
little bit of a mess. Yes.
Virgil, you're up.
Okay. So Virgil sees. So just to confirm that's just like the marsh there. That water, is it like deep water or is it like ankle?
No, all
deep
of this
water?
you can walk in and still. I don't have
Okay,
what in Final Fantasy Tactics would be like depth to
Okay,
water.
cool.
You can
So-
maneuver through there.
I can only move 4 spaces, so that would be not doing that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is where I can move right there. And there's nothing else really I can do except now. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
If I use some stamina to jump, would that mean I am jumping up into the air and then my next turn, like they can move whatever they need to do, and then my next turn I can do an attack from the air and then land like the following turn?
No,
like
no. So what jump does is, if you're fighting flying enemies,
Yeah,
enemies who
that
are
part I
keyed
got,
as flying, you're specifically able to use non-ranged attacks to hit them.
Okay, that part I got. I just wanted to make sure
I
if
get
that would
what
count
you're
as a
going
yeah.
for.
Okay.
There is a thing like that, Indy, and this is for everyone in chat. There is a Tools of the Trade expansion available, or coming soon, and one of the things in there is a Dragoon Jump-esque ability, but that would not be covered by the support skill jump.
Got it. All right. Well, in that case, I'm just going to hold off right there.
Okay.
But however, I have bravado, which means I get +1 valor at the start of this scene.
Oh, very nice. So you do. Which I needed to go over Valor with y'all before this, but you all additionally have 1 Valor, by the way, which I will go over what that means later. For now, it doesn't actually affect anything.
So right now I have 2 valor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so because of that, I like look towards, that's like the bravado kicks in, and I kind of like do a stretch and everything, crack my knuckles like, all right, I'm gonna need which one of you bonehead is gonna come up first. I'm gonna point right at you, and I point at like the red-eyed one, like because I have at least 2 valor and I am not incapacitated, I cannot be reduced down to 0 health. So because of the ability called Unstoppable. So I'm being a cocky motherfucker right at this point.
All right. I'm going to add, by the way, so you know, I apparently was wrong because I thought it was a skill specifically. You can dash, which lets you go double your move.
Oh!
You trade in your support move ability for the turn to gain extra move.
Oh, okay. Then can I dash for my support ability?
You can. That's on me. In my mind,
cool.
that was a skill you had to pick.
Okay, cool.
I'm absorbing it all. There's a lot to this, folks, and I'm absorbing it
that's
all, and I just
another
forgot
4
that.
feet, and he's right there. And he skids to a stop, and this like skeleton is a little bit too far away from him, and he's like, oh no, what am I going to do? This guy is too far away from me. And he pulls his fist back, and I would like to use my technique, Aurabolt. Not Aurabolt, Shockwave, which is a ranged attack. Bringing it up. So it is a Shockwave. It is, I roll muscle to hit, so 1d10 plus 7, and I deal 46 physical damage.
Oh,
and the
you
range
cranked that one.
Let's see here. I got an
Seffi's
8
face.
plus a 7. That is a
Horrible, made me
15.
happy.
15. All right. I very much rolled not a 15. You said it's how much?
46.
Yeah.
Dang!
Jeez.
Not to be a ripoff, but how would you like to do this?
So the way he does it, he does this whole thing. It's like, oh no, you're too far away from me. What am I ever going to do? And he just flicks his wrist out, and it looks like his fist did not move at all. It looked like he just flicked his hand really fast, and it was a blur. And you see a shockwave just ring out from right in front of him, cuts through the air, and hits the skeleton right in the chest, causing it to crumble from the inside and falls over.
Very nice.
Yeah. Then he looks back at the others and is like, all right, I got one down, so what are you guys going to do?
Of all the people to be next, Zeros, you may follow that one up.
Mickey.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Dash means I can do twice that movement, right?
Yes.
Does the water here have any depth restriction?
No, you can cruise right through. The water for now is for effect. In a future fight, I may start playing with impassibility, but it just means you running through water.
So I'm absolutely gonna dash, because I don't have support abilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And that should put me right about here.
4, 5, 6. There you go.
Okay. So, like, while that's happening, like right after that whole thing, I walk forward to this space, and a glowing orb appears that I slash in half, and then there is an eruption of light in a straight line toward Mr. Green over here.
Right there. All right, if you want to go ahead and roll, I know after the amount of time we spent working on these, workshopping, I know both what ability you're using and what stat it is. If you want to go ahead and roll a spirit attack for me.
Okay, just the single D10?
Yes.
Okay. What do I need to add to that?
Your spirit attack. Or excuse me, yeah, your spirit attack. Roll D10 plus spirit attack.
Okay, that is a 14.
14? Ooh. Okay, that's... Oh. You might...
Did someone get cock blocked?
You might... Hold on.
We're doing the calculation. Drum roll, please.
I mean, did someone get blocked?
The voice.
Oh.
I have to remember that I have propriety in this.
I keep forgetting. Wally did one whole damage more than that. I just want to point that out, but I'll explain why later.
Unfortunately, they were at least strong enough spiritually to resist that incoming blast. And you see this skeleton throw up its hands, and a shield of energy deflects each half of the ball away. Almost as though it wants to speak, but has no trachea. Can't talk. And unfortunately, that will end your turn, Zeros. But we're not done yet because Salacia still has some shit maybe to do.
Yeah, hanging out in the back here, just thinking about things.
Things and stuff. Oh, I can get rid of you.
Oh no, what?
The skeleton.
No.
Not you. You're staying.
And now, you're wondering why I gathered you here.
Lee.
All according to Keikaku.
Can I move on the diagonal?
I'm not gonna say that I hope that
You can move diagonally, yes.
I'm not gonna say that I hope this lasts a bit, but I kind of hope it does because.
Okay. Rather than dash, I think everyone is too far ahead to see, but Salacio's pupils shift from a circular pupil to kind of a reptilian pupil for just a moment. She closes her eyes, focuses, and she is going to start to rise off of the ground. I'm gonna fly.
Nice.
And that gives me a +3 boost to my speed, so I can go 7 spaces.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do 1 over to get out from behind the node, and then 2.
There you go.
Yeah. Move action. Is fly a support action?
Yes. That I can't tell you.
Okay. I don't think I am quite close enough to do what I would like to do, so I am just going to hang out here in the air.
Fair enough. Okay. And with that, the Skellies take their turn. First are the little foot soldiers. This one moves here. This one moves. No! This one's moving here. This one's moving here. No! Wait, what? Here. That one's kind of stuck because of his buddy. And then there's Big Chungus. So, of the skeletons, the 2 blue ones both lift their hands almost in unison. You see a bit of crackling lightning forming, and they just very clunkily, and they each hurl a ball of lightning forward. One at Salacia right here, and one at Zeros. If you could each roll for me... Excuse me. If you could each roll for me a spirit roll. D10 plus spirit, I should say.
Is that a D10 plus base or attack?
Plus regular old spirit. You're defending.
Oh, okay.
That is a 16.
That is a 10.
Okay. These weak skellies are, as I said, weak. And as the 2 lightning bolts flow in, both you, through your machinations, DK, you're flying, you easily fly dodge out of the way of the orb coming at you.
I would like to just cut this other orb coming at me out of the air.
You can absolutely feel free and just slice that thing as it heads at you and divert it both ways.
when they do that, like Virgil's like looking at that, it's like, I mean, you don't gotta show off or anything.
Speaking of Virgil, this green one over here lifts its hand, and slightly more deftly you see tufts of wind, of green energy wind, float around, beginning at the elbow, begin floating around the forearm, start to spin rapidly around the hand, and then launch forward in a ring directly at you. If you could also roll me a D10 plus spirit.
Plus spirit?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 9.
And unfortunately, I happen to roll a 10, let alone any spirit stat. So you take 12 damage minus resistance.
Minus resistance? Okay, so 12 damage minus... Oh, wow, my resistance is 16.
So you just eat that shit straight up.
So I think what happens is that Virgil
it had to be for you.
So Virgil said the whole thing of like, you know, you don't have to show off or anything, and the attack hits him, and he's like, first of all, rude. I was in a conversation, and that's how he reacts to that. Just like no sells it entirely.
And you see here, The skeleton puts its hand down, and then it kind of lowers its head in an angular way, almost like it's giving you a look like, okay.
Not the skeleton be like, okay, homie, respect.
Little shade there.
A little bit.
Meanwhile, I'm going to make sure I'm not... What I'm about to say is not a lie. Because I have been known to be wrong once or twice in my life. Okay, never mind. I was gonna do a thing, but I can't. Okay. I thought so, but to be clear, you cannot destroy attack nodes. I just, for no particular reason, wanted everyone to be aware of that.
Why were you looking that up?
No, I don't know.
Why were you looking that up?
Why were you?
But I will tell you, however,
I could have told you that answer.
that as Red Skelly stands in front of the node, it looks once again at Feldspar, and its eyes just glow once.
Well, hello there. I don't suppose you're looking at.
And now we're back up to the top of combat. So Fallon, go ahead and hit it. This time with the ability to move twice if you need to, because I kind of shuckled you out of that one. My bad.
It's cool. You said that the one wearing the red cloak is the one that flashed its eyes.
Yes, this one right here in the middle. That's Big Beluga.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go. Oh, I think me and Fireball are tied together now for some reason.
Here. There you go.
There we go. Okay,
I fixed it for you.
Perfect.
I was like, DK, you are very excited to act.
2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go behind this node.
Also, so everyone knows, nodes aren't like a wall. You can occupy the same space as a node. They don't block your ability to move through, to stand there, anything like that. Think of it just like a little, whatever Sephi wants to describe, but floating out of the way. It's not like creating a barrier.
Okay, that's fine.
They're currently floating orbs of like celestial light that give off little wisps that twirl around them.
Nice. Perfect. So I'm looking through these swirls of light, and that is how I am aiming at this thing. I'm waiting for the light to clear in a certain spot, and the second that it does, I am going to use my hand cannon and shoot outwards.
Nice.
At Big Red. Okay, so this is my first attack, so I need to figure out how to do the attack bonus.
You made it strength, right?
Yeah, 2 strength, 2 ranged attack, 1 drop attack.
Right. So you're gonna roll a strength attack. Why is this popping up?
So a D10 plus my strength?
No, plus your strength attack. That's that middle box on the character sheet.
Right. Okay, so that's gonna be a 6 plus 6 is 12.
Okay.
And then do I add anything to it?
Not yet.
Nice.
Ooh. Only rolled a 3 there. Ooh. And this skeleton does not, in fact, have 9 strength to fight back with you with. So you hit. So in this case, it is, you said 2, you put 2 levels into the core, right?
2 levels into the core, yeah.
So it is 15 plus 5 per level. That's 10, 25. Plus your strength attack.
Plus 10 plus strength attack. Okay, so that's going to be 25 plus 6 is 31.
There you go. Minus its defense. Okay. You see the shot hit this thing in the shoulder. It does kind of... And you did see clearly pieces of bone chip and fragment and go flying, but the arm is still very much there.
Yeah.
You did not break that shoulder or anything. He's He's standing. He's clearly still ready for some more punishment.
Through the wisps, it's the end of my turn, but through the wisps, I stare boldly at him and take out my huge wrench and flip it around and wait for the next turn.
I dig it.
Nice.
All right, Feldspar.
Well, clearly, I need to try something other than healing magic. So, Feldspar is going to look at the down at the ground. And when she looks back up, her eyes are going to be completely orange and liquid flames are going to drip out of the edges. And she's going to reach out both of her hands to the node that is in front of Fallon. And it's going to go from this beautiful, crystalline clear, sort of like yellow gold light, and just erupt into a tower of flame as I properly use both Empower Attack and another skill. Energy Attacker and Empower Attack. This is the only action I can take this turn. First off, Energy Attacker does a base of 12 because of my level. I apologize. I finally figured out what that meant. So, and then Empower
Attack. It is just 6. That's if you got more levels in Energy Attacker itself. I did. So you have level 3 Energy
I just
Attacker.
didn't realize what it was. So, and then I have, so base 12, and then 9 for Empower Attack. I think that's damage, right? So I have to roll.
Hold on 1 second. As soon as I catch up, because I'm slow. Yeah, there we go. You can say use it. Yeah. So what it is essentially you give up the ability to move.
Yeah, it's a slow action.
But yes, the actual straight up damage is increased by a further 6. Yes.
And
not
then
your
3.
roll for it.
Because I have 2. Okay, so I add that to the attack roll, or do I add that to the damage?
The damage. Your attack roll is just going to be like normal.
Okay, so it's just might plus 10. A mind attack plus 10, rather.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, that is going to be high. That is a 15.
Whew. And you're targeting Red McGee over here? Is there
I am using I'm going to use my skill Fyra, which allows me to target multiple targets.
Ooh.
So I am going to target the two weaker skeletons and the big boy.
Okay. Do you have ranged attack on it?
I do not, but I think the range on the spell should cover it, right?
So at base, it's only going to be, what's it called? Immediate area. But
I do have smart area of effect. Does that change things?
So the issue here is, it's still going to be like, you have to do it essentially right in front of where you are.
Oh, yeah.
But the multiple targets still work. So you can just set fire to this motherfucker if you want to.
Okay, let's just emblazon. So let's just emblaze this guy.
Just blaze?
The tower of flame starts to turn into this flaming tornado, the spiral of not even like traditional fire, but liquid hot fire, almost as if it's like a swirl of magma that's just pouring up from the ground and becoming lava, and just bombards the fucker that's been staring at me.
Okay.
Sizzle, sizzle.
Out of a sheer morbid curiosity, what is the damage now on this?
So I add 12 plus 9 is 21. Wait, no. Yes, 21. Plus 7 is 28. Plus the base for the attack, which is 6. So 34 damage. If I did that right.
Let's go then.
I fully admit I might have done wrong, but
no, don't admit.
Don't.
Fine. I'm perfect in every single way.
You are perfect.
Thank you. Put that.
Okay. So you burn him.
Yes.
And then burn him again. And so you have this tower of flames scorch the bones.
Oh, was I supposed to roll multiple times? That was just one attack.
No. It was just the once. Because you're just hitting him more than once. The damage is... You burn him. And then you burn him again, as I said. And you see the flames shooting around and through the bones. And now you actually do get a...
I didn't believe he liked that.
And you see the bones begin rattling in its hand. You've heard it, but you have pissed this thing off.
Oh no, that
All right.
would be bad.
And with that, we're gonna go to Virgil.
Okay, so I see that our dear small queen over there is a bit in trouble, but I'm all the way over here, so I really can't help you in that sense. But I gotta show off right now because that other guy really pissed me off. So I look at the one that tried to do that wind attack against me, and I turn around and I crouch down, taking a knee. And as I slowly crouch down, you see the almost as if wind is starting to push out from me as ripples in the water start to push out. And I crouch down even lower and I smirk and I look at this skeleton and it says, "Oh, you're gonna love this." And I shoot up into the air like a rocket. And I do like this inverted spiral at the apex of the jump. And I'm looking down at the battlefield. And at that moment, I take pretty much a moment of everything in the battlefield. I see everyone, what they're doing. And I'm like, all right, got it. And I fall back down to earth, taking my foot, and I point it directly at that skeleton's head as I do a dragoon kick.
All right. Which type of attack is that? Is that strength?
It is a strength.
All right, if you want to roll a strength attack for me, D10 plus strength attack.
So that is 8 plus 9, so that's 17.
You hit him. How much is the damage on this one?
The damage is 56 points of physical damage.
Jesus Christ,
I gave him a lot of limits.
You said I'm going to have specific moves and they're gonna hurt.
Yep, I said I was doing it, and I gave him limits to everything he can do.
As you come and land, you see that as you're going, your leg and your foot intercept with the left-hand side of his torso and just shatters off basically everything connected here bone-wise as it gives a bit of a screech back. You bouncing into whatever position you want to be afterwards, unless you're back in place.
I fly right. I land right there. I do I do a flip back and I land right in this position that I was before.
Okay.
And as I stand up, I flick the scarf over my shoulder and I just finger gun at Xanos.
He's still standing, but he is very clearly clacking in place. You can tell whatever entity is holding it together is starting to lose its grip on that physical form at this point.
Nice.
All right, and that means we're going next up. And Zeros, speaking of, it's you.
I see all of this and just go, mostly to myself. I like it. Sweet. Not finishes. Interesting. And I pull up right here. I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Well, actually, one question. I think there are a couple of techniques, things like healing and barriers and all that other stuff. Do those count as support abilities?
No, support would specifically be anything you got under skills that is active. So Spirit Sight, as I mentioned, would count as one. Even though healing and your barrier techniques are, yes, supportive, they're not support abilities in the terms of what this is talking about.
Okay.
Essentially,
so
your attack action encapsulates anything that would be a technique.
Okay. Then I place myself here next to Skeleton Blue. And my attack action is counterattack.
All right, what you prepping?
I'm just gonna prep another Twilight Sword.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Did it? Oh wait, hold on. Looking at this. Maybe. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I lied. Let me check a thing real quick. Because the thing I might prep here is... I know I'm going to prep here. It's a Cosmic Sunder. Wait, hold on. That's only the squares immediately next to me, right?
Yes.
Yep, that should do what I wanted to do. Okay. That is what we're preparing.
Not a problem. Alrighty, so you prep that, and that will, as you moved, you did that, you're ending your turn. And then, Salacia, go ahead and take your turn.
I have an inquiry.
I have an answer.
Could you remind me how my sequence limit works?
Sequence limit is you gotta use, well, remember, we worked out a semi-sequence limit for that. So in this case, you're gonna have to use your boost ability this turn if you want to use that. And that means for then the next 3 turns, you'll be able to use the attack, which I will not name because given the nature of both things, I'm gonna let you reveal those. But if you want to do that, boost ability, and then that gives you a 3-turn reign. For those who don't know, there are limits that you can use to create your techniques. Basically, make them cost you less stamina while you're using them. In exchange for some sort of limitation on them. One of them is the sequence limit, which you're only supposed to basically use as use it, or you have to use this ability every time you want to use this ability on a 1-to-1 ratio. DK, we have house ruled a sort of semi-sequence limit where for less of the reduction than normal, they have 1 boost ability they can use, and if they use that, it lasts for 3 turns, and I'm letting them use the other move for the entire 3-turn stretch. But again, they don't get as much benefit compared to a normal sequence limit. So there's some house rule stuff going on, folks, because why not?
In that case, that is what I'm going to do. So I think the rest of Hope sees Salacia just go completely still in the air. Sort of like when you see someone who is moving downward through water and kind of just buffeted by it. I am going to stay where I am, and rather than act, I am going to think very, very hard about what I'm going to do next. That's it. That's me.
Okay. That's totally fine. So with that, these skeletons are doing their thing. This one, gonna go here. This one, gonna go here. This one, gonna go here. For the sake of what I want to do. Okay, so the first and most key one, and I'm doing this one first on purpose, this particular blue skeleton looks at Zeros. You see it pull up its hand. You see it turn it sideways and almost like pull each of its most exterior digits completely in reverse. Like they literally snap backwards so that only the 3 most interior fingers are there, and they all gather in a sort of sharp point, like a spear point. And you see it rear back and move like it's going to try and stab. But before it does, Zeros had a counterattack ready. And so, you get to trigger that first. It is a mind attack, correct? You're muted.
1, yes, I do. 2, is it mine? I think it is. I think we made that one mine. So you need me to roll a mind attack?
If you would, please.
Okay. Gotta give you a crispy D10 there, yeah? All right, that is a 19.
Well, yeah, that attack goes through.
That is 33 damage, and I get to, I believe, move it X amount of spaces.
So, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'll let you describe how this looks. Excuse me. You are disintegrating this skeleton right now. But you can specifically move it 2 spaces in any direction. Diagonally does count. And if it hits something, it will deal a damage increment to whatever it hits.
Cool. I am going to take little buddy over here and just, if I can just knock diagonals, I'm gonna knock him 2 diagonals right over there.
Absolutely. So he's gone.
Yep, like there
You can
is-
describe how the attack looks and all that. I will follow up.
Basically, what you see is this. My sword looks longer than it should be, and it has like a soft white glow when it cuts into this skeleton. And where the skeleton is standing, there's a small explosion, and it goes flying that direction and hits it up. I guess what it would be like the skull that remains that would hit this creature over here, Mr. Red Person.
Right.
To do another 8 damage.
Gotcha. So you see it, tink! The skull just like bounces off the skull of the red one, and it's not enough to take it down or anything, but it does, just without even moving its body.
If I have your interest, you have my attention.
Oh, this is great.
In place.
I also just like lift the like blade of the sword to my shoulder and just like tap it once and go, Virgil, it's your turn.
But before it's Virgil's turn, both of the green skeleton and the blue skeleton over here are going to attempt to toss their ranged attacks at Salacia as they can't reach anything else. The same thing as before. Blue skeleton raises its arms and lightning forms and crackles. It tosses it rather weakly, and the wind blast comes off the hand of the green one. If you could do me a favor and give me 2 mind rolls. 10 plus mind, to be clear.
That's fine. So that was a 10, so that's an 18.
All right.
And that was a 9, so that's a 7.
And in both cases, you see these blasts coming. Given you're perfectly still, I don't know if they are just bouncing off of energy surrounding you. If you take the time to disperse them, if you move, you can tell me on that. But these attacks do not hit.
I think from where I am in the air, the rest of me is completely still, but as the blasts come towards me, both of my arms raise, and I just put my hands up in front of me and just sort of catch them without opening my eyes, and I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Good. Okay. And then Red over here is going to raise a gnarly fingered hand and do this. And much the same as its cohort tried to do with the spear, you see its hand begin contorting, and the fingers crack and move sideways and twist around, and they form almost an arc, and you realize all the edges of their gnarly bones have been sharpened, and it's almost like a Satan's Belova sort of situation, just a rounded, bladed weapon. And he's coming for Fallon, and he goes to, and he just swings diagonally across, trying to give our favorite girl, our favorite mech girl, our local,
It's true. Local mechanic.
Local mechanic.
Our local Hatsune May. A swing and a strike. If you could give me a strength roll, please.
Strength roll. This is just, yep, cool. D10, let's roll that. Ooh, okay, rolled a 3, plus my strength is, okay, so total 12.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. And this one's a little bit stronger than the others.
Okay.
You are gonna take, 38 minus your defense.
Okay. Gotcha. So I believe my defense is 22, so 38 plus
So you take
22?
16. No, you take 16.
38.
You
Okay,
just
16.
subtract yours 22 from the 38.
Nice.
Okay.
Perfect, okay.
All right.
Nope.
And speaking of Fallon, it's your turn to get some revenge. Let me fix this here because I actually clicked onto it.
I am going to, I'll just say bad move. And I'm going to, use my hand cannon on it. Oh, wait. Okay, if I use my wrench on it, my wrench has a, like the damage core with the strength of 3.
Right, you leveled that
That's gonna
up.
do way more. Yeah,
Yup.
that's gonna do way more. Oh yeah, I'm doing that.
Wrench him.
So with this previous turn, I spun the wrench around. I kind of get pushed back a little bit. The dust kicks up, and then I spin around, bringing all of the momentum, and slam the wrench down into this bag of bones.
I love it. Give me a strength roll, please.
Absolutely. Okay, so 7 plus 6, 13.
Oh, yeah, you hit. What's the damage on that? So you said you put 3 levels in it, right? So it's
3
15
levels into it.
plus 15,
15
plus
plus
your
15,
strength attack,
Plus my strength. Yeah.
which is your strength attack. What is that?
6.
36. Okay. As you slam the wrench into this thing, you see again more shards of bone begin chipping off of it as it gets hit, but you see the excuse me, you see the rib cage and the body visibly like drop a bit.
Yeah.
Like the bones are like the actual space between the bones are beginning to compress within themselves.
Looks like you lost an inch.
Fallon,
And
that's so inappropriate.
what? I thought I heard
It's
someone
so
else say it.
inappropriate.
I'm sorry, I won't say it again.
Show some propriety.
Okay, sure.
For Jorah's sake.
I heard it in the shop, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
No clutching.
Jorah's sake.
Would you like to do anything else?
Okay, support. Let's see. Okay, so I think that a support action that I can take is... Do any of your, Feldspar, do any of your attack nodes need to, like, move or anything? Or are they good where they're at?
They're good where they're at.
Sounds good. Okay, I will leave it then.
All right.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. So does a free action, does it have to be a support action in order for me to use it in the same space of a support? Or
What are you trying to do?
I have this thing called Dirty Trick. Basically when target within my zone of control becomes surprised at the beginning of their next turn. I don't know.
No, that counts. It's one of your skills, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that absolutely counts as support ability. You can use that if you want to.
Okay, and then it says I lose 2 Valor. I don't know where I'm at on Valor right now.
You are at 1, so it would put you to -1. What that will effectively do to you is it will give you a minus. If you go into negative valor, you will go in. You will get a from -1 to -4. You will get a -1 to every roll you make until you get back to neutral. Now, I will tell you now, you will get a point of valor. You always get a point of valor when you resolve combat. So essentially, that -1 will be until the end of combat. At which point, if you don't do anything else, you'll neutralize out.
What's the max valor that you can take negative?
Negative, -10. If you hit -10 valor, you are incapacitated.
Wow. I feel like that's
for purposes of FFT, for those of you who have played it, honestly assume that what I'm saying here is like, think of valor like brave, and hitting -10 valor is like hitting 10 or less brave in Final Fantasy Tactics, and you turn into a chicken. I don't know if I'll turn anyone here into a chicken, but same net effect.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna just risk it and just do that.
All right.
I'm gonna use my free action. I will go into the -1, but I'm going to make Big Red surprised until the beginning of their next turn.
Okay. It's gonna help. So it is definitely worth it.
Okay, that's it. Everyone else is after me, so. Setting it up.
Okay, 1 second, because my mouse literally just
disappeared.
There we go. It's back now. It literally disappeared. I couldn't see where to click. So we're good.
No.
All right. So now it will be Feldspar's turn once again.
I'm getting tired of this thing's cheek. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did last turn. My eyes have not stopped glowing orange. They have not stopped flaming, and I am going to gather I'm going to gather the remaining embers that are still sparking inside of this red skeleton, and I'm just going to reignite them again so that flames shoot out of its bones and through its eye sockets, and also bounce off into the green one who is now adjacent to my node, so I can attack him.
All right, if you want to hit me with yeah, those are mind attacks?
Yes.
If you want to hit me with a mind attack roll, and I'll have each of them defend.
Cool. That's great for me.
I'm just gonna say LOL in advance because I rolled a 3 and a 2.
I rolled 8, and then I add 7, so...
Like, I add their
That's
mind.
a 15?
But you have higher mind. You need to roll lower than me, essentially, to miss. Which you didn't. So, and by the way, Big Red is, as stated, surprised. So, he gets an additional -2 to his roll. So he was effed from jump. And what is your damage increment?
My damage increment is 6.
Okay, you deal an additional 6 damage to it. Any hits on it until its next turn deal an additional damage increment. So you deal an additional 6 damage to it on top of everything else.
4, 30. Okay, let's see. 33 points of damage.
Yeah. The green one is you see it's starts shaking and sputtering from the fire going on, and you see individual bones fall off. No, like, it's still standing.
Oh, I'm sorry, 39 damage. I forgot the additional 6.
Fair.
Wait, hold on. I need to wait. A question.
Answer.
I'm just gonna put this out here because I keep forgetting to mention this, but for team tactics, does that am I near enough to an enemy for that to count here? No.
Give me one moment. I don't think so, but let me check before I lie to you. Meanwhile, I will explain this either way. You see the green one begins shaking, convulsing on the spot.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt the description again. One small question. Is the damage increment the base damage that it does, or does it include the extra damage from your levels?
No, so in the top of your stat sheet, the damage increment stat, you just add that on top of what
40
you would
damage.
There you go. No.
Bear with
Sin.
us, y'all. We're learning.
No, Sin. You are basically, an example would be if this green one was right here, team tactics would work. You are adjacent to it, but not to each other. But that's when
I'm
it
way
kicks
over
in.
here. So.
Right, you're one spot over, so it does not kick in. So the green one, shaking, writhing, convulsing, individual bones falling off, a rib drops, like a finger drops, just individual things. The knee bone is no longer connected to the leg bone because one of its knees pops off, and you just see the two legs themselves fuse together through whatever magic is keeping this thing standing. It's literally somewhat leaning at this point because its body is no longer symmetrical. It's standing, but not by a lot. The red one begins screeching, and you actually see parts of the bone begin to fuse together from the fire and the heat. Some of its fingers begin getting fused. Some its feet begin melting a bit into the ground and like turning into a pool. It's again standing, but there is not a lot left in the tank on this thing.
I was hoping I could finish it off, but I suppose.
Okay.
This thing is obstinate, isn't it?
To say the least. Virgil, that's you.
So, Zero said it's my turn, and I saw that this guy did not fall over after I just drop kicked it. So I turn around, and it's like a sweeping motion because I was, had my back face to it. It's a quick turnaround and I like pivot on my foot, and I look at this last skeleton. And I'm like, okay, you're built from stronger stuff. Usually, they fall after that one. Maybe I got a little bit cocky. Maybe I'm trying to show off to someone out there. Everyone at any given time. But that's besides the point. You're really going to need to pay attention to this because this is going to go right over your head. And he just is gone, and he's right up in this thing's face as I do my other attack, which is called Bum Rush.
Yes! 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 Oh my god, it's like Cain and Sabin had a baby. I love this.
Thank you, Seppi!
Oh my god!
Thank you, Seppi!
Yes, I'm enjoying this so much!
That is 100% my whole gist with this. So
I love
that
it.
Is 9 plus a 9 plus a 5, so that's 14.
Yeah, you're hitting. This thing is taking. What's the damage?
So it takes 43 points of physical damage, and I get to pass right through their zone as
Nice.
I move to the other side of it.
Gotcha.
So it looks
something
like
like this.
yes,
Okay.
exactly like that. Yeah, and it just looks like as I blur out and I'm right up in his face. And it starts with a roundhouse kick. I slap it against his jaw with a roundhouse kick, and then I turn to face it, and it's just a series of punches, just over and over and over again. And it is just goes faster and faster, and you hear each punch echoing throughout the battlefield. And as that one last punch hits, I just slam right through it and appearing right on the other side of it.
Going full JoJo with the.
It's just exactly like that.
Exactly. And as you come through with that last punch, you see just an explosion of bones in every direction as that thing is no longer standing by any means. It is absolutely obliterated.
And I just blow along my knuckles as like dust blows right off the tip of them.
God, it's so good. I'm gonna assume that's the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn.
All right, Zeros, that's you gotta follow up with that.
Okay, so we got drama here, right?
Absolutely.
Again, calculating spaces. So let's recap real quick. You said this blue one and this red one are kind of the worst for wear, as it were?
No, the green one is the worst for wear, as is the red one. The blue one's not. It's actually managed to avoid taking a hit, but we've seen earlier that they take less than the others.
So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do a thing, and then we're gonna do another thing and put myself right here. Which I think I can do.
Yes. You can. You won't get a support action, but you can then do that, and then you can attack.
I feel like if my character heard you say that, I would say I don't need one. And that would be, I almost forgot about that. Well, good thing I waited. So
we all know where this is going.
Yeah, we know where this is going. So I need to roll you a d10.
You do.
Okay. For an attack.
What stat am I guarding against?
I believe it is spirit.
Okay.
This one? Yeah, spirit attack, yeah. That's a 20 for me.
Oh. Alright. Who you hitting?
It's a line attack.
Oh, yeah. The thing that didn't work last time. It's fucking working this time. Go ahead. What's the damage on this?
31.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to describe what happens to the two things standing in front of you.
So there is yet again this moment where my sword is aglow with light and looks about twice as long as it should be. And I think for the people closest to me, you would hear me say, "This is 2," before I bring the sword down. And then you see superimposed images of the same sword coming up from the ground and stabbing everything. In the straight line.
And when these swords come down and stab everything, this is from above, correct?
It is.
Yeah. As these swords come down, you see them ripping off various pieces of bone from the bodies.
In the house.
And they stop right, like just before they get to
Fallon. Yes, because
Right
they
before
keep
they get to
going
Fallon.
in a line, moving forward. So they hit some of the dead space and then begin chopping down through the skeletons. And as they do, you see bits of each skeleton falling off, flying in distance, until the last few come through and almost in unison come directly through the neck points of each skeleton, which their bodies just collapse in the heap of where they were as they no longer have any sort of remaining form with what y'all have done to them. And that means, Salacia, it's your turn, and there's just this
There's one dude
poor
left.
unfortunate soul.
So I am going to just slide forward one space so that I'm looking this thing and where its eyes would be, and without having opened my eyes initially, I will open my eyes and look at it and say, there is the natural order to things, and you are interfering with that. And then I am going to open my mouth and breathe fire on it.
Yes.
So, that is...
What stat is that one off of?
Spirit.
Okay.
I have energy attacker. Does that apply here, or is that something I have to add as a mod?
No, that's going to apply to the attack, to spirit attack. So roll your d10. Listen, they did say they had a small dragon with them, folks. You see what that class says down there.
That is, okay, so that's a 9 plus my 17? 9 plus what I rolled on the 10 plus spirit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 17.
Yeah. You hit. Go ahead and throw me that damage.
Spit hot fire!
Fire! Help me, I'm gay and I can't do math. Tell me
the numbers. Tell me the numbers.
Neither can we, sweetie.
We're not good at this.
Not good at it. No.
Okay.
Did you put collaborative effort?
Did you put 3 points into the core? 2 points? I remember you put an extra points, but I can't remember how many you did. Because we were talking about it. Hold on, actually, I think I have it right here.
Yeah, whatever you roll. I'm good at dice math. I'm not good at any other.
You did 4 points into the core. That's what it was. So that would be 15 plus 20. So 35 plus your spirit attack.
Interesting.
Spirit attack is in a box towards the top of the sheet if you scroll up.
Yeah. So, well, because I have a plus 12 here for some reason, and I don't know what that number is.
It's because you got an extra 6 from energy attacker.
Okay.
Yeah. So 47 damage there. So as you open your maw, which I will describe it at that much damage as a maw, and fire floods forth, you see this last pathetic skeleton kind of just as flame envelops its body, all its limbs that are left blowing back and everything just turning into cinder before your eyes and blowing in the wind to where by the time the fire is done, there is just ash floating in the wind.
And I will gently come back down to the ground and then look at Fallon and say, Fallon, I liked your joke. I thought it was funny.
Thank you.
It was inappropriate.
What do you mean inappropriate? I mean, she killed the thing and then she said, oh, it's, catchphrase. That's how it works, honestly.
Exactly.
The only appropriate thing to play right now for the viewers at home.
I know it's playing right now.
Okay. Yeah, I got the victory theme on tap. And with that, we are no longer in combat. We return to, and so Wally, you were at 3 Valor. DK, Sin, and Sephi, you were at 2 Valor. Lexi, you return to 0 Valor. So you are at neutral.
That's 0.
You're good.
Where are the other 2?
So, past everything you've just been witnessing here in these damn marshlands, dealing with all these skeletons, you see, about as you finish, 2 skeletons that Lance, using his big old 2-handed sword, just chops through, while Remus is trying to pick himself up from the marshy ground. Clearly, he needed some help getting out of that situation. Lance looks back like, sorry, y'all. Just, didn't want this guy to kick the bucket.
Oh no, he made it.
Oh.
I would never be so uncouth as to wish for the death of someone who annoys me.
But if they stumble upon it, I wouldn't be
allowed.
Does he need healing?
If you could do, no, he seems to be in okay shape. Like, looks like Lance got there in time. I'm gonna say, just given where you were all positioned, Fallon, hit me with an intuition roll if you would, please.
Absolutely, I will. Let's go for it. D10. Let's get this out here. Ooh, okay. Okay, 5 plus intuition is 4, 9.
Okay.
That's solid.
So, actually, I should have gone off a different stat. Instead of the 4 from intuition, given what I'm actually trying to do here, this is on me. What's your aura?
Lower.
That's okay.
It's 1 lower.
It's 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Given what I'm actually doing, this is close enough. You won't get as much info, but you still get something. Obviously, you were the closest in proximity to the red skeleton that was like the strongest of them. Mm-hmm. You feel, now that everything's settled, you feel a bit of whatever was emanating there has gone away. You don't feel perfectly good. Like, I mean, it's still a marsh.
Yeah.
And so you feel like maybe there's still something, but you feel like, okay, a chunk of something went with that thing.
Yeah. Well, looks like we took care of most of it, team.
Most.
I don't feel like we're gonna be completely out of the woods till we're out of these woods, but this was a big chunk of it, I think.
Perhaps I should send a notice to the headmistress of the academy to have this area studied. Although it is quite close to the front lines.
What are you schooling for? I've learned plenty.
Yeah, you got some water. You got some water over there. You got some water over there for yourself.
Remus, there's
We're
water
fine.
right beneath your feet.
We're fine.
Drink
Why don't
straight
you
off the ground.
Fine.
Why don't you
We're
take a sip?
good. We need to go.
As I was saying, I could send a
got this.
missive to have this area researched so that this doesn't happen again.
There
There must be something causing the spirits to be so restless.
I
Here.
mean, the fact that these things like seem pretty smart
We
too. Like,
need to
they knew what they were
maintain
doing.
our march, as was our mission.
Didn't
Let
they
us
say
move
something?
forward.
Something about a ledger.
Ledger. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Ah,
Do you think that's still around here?
I'm not sure.
I have a question, DM.
I have an answer.
May I have a moment to see if intuition or any particular, types of knowing relate to, do these things occur because people die in like terrible circumstances?
Hit me with an intuition roll.
Okay. Ew, gross. That.
Oh my god.
Well, remember, so in this case, you're looking for knowledge, and you do have your skill that specifically applies to knowledge, so you basically get a second roll out of it.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I can do that. That's wonderful.
I'm so
Much
annoyed.
better.
I have a
That is a
proficiency.
16.
16? Okay. So I'll tell you now what you do know about what you do know about skeletons, especially, is they can form for multiple reasons. Generally, if you're looking at a singular one, especially in the presence of ghosts or anything like that, it could be a wayward soul who was not able to attain peace in life or something along those lines. Whereas if you're looking at a concentration, you can assume some magic was involved, not necessarily magic in the sense of something that a caster would need to be actively there and doing. Like, necromancy can be the type of thing where once you give life to a thing, it then has life. So whether you can't purely say that what happened here was animated by magic. What you can know is it's probably more likely, and also that it doesn't necessarily mean whatever did it is actively in your presence. Could be, could not be, but like, you don't have to necessarily be like, because X is here, that means Y can only be but so far. Just to be clear.
Okay.
At a 16, you know all that.
I don't like the looks of any of this, but I suppose we have marching to do.
Are you sure? Because we can look into this just a little bit more, right? Right?
I
mean,
I don't see why not.
So
I mean,
do you...
just you're gonna call the university, right? They're gonna come in and they're gonna do whatever they
Well,
want.
I was thinking that maybe we could see if there was any signs of a caster. Necromancy is not my specialty, but I don't know. Zeros, do you detect anything? Like, can you tell if this was cast or?
Well, they do tend
Ambient?
to occur in a lot of groupings like this tend to occur because of magical reasons, normally some kind of shenanigan or other, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily here either.
May I just take a quick look around? DM, can I roll intuition myself to see if I can find signs of a casting recently?
Absolutely.
A ritual? Let's see.
I'm gonna hang out with Feldspar just in case.
That's a 17.
Oof. Okay.
Nice.
So going off your intuition and your own magical sort of your own magical abilities, you're able to tap and see, like, you feel magical presence. You don't necessarily feel active magical presence, but you definitely know, like, someone was here and they purposely caused this.
Does it feel recent or ancient?
I would say you can tell it's not ancient. As for recent, I don't think that you will do it in the sense of... You couldn't tell if it was a day ago, a week ago, but you could tell this isn't some sort of, like, ancient dark pact or demonic magic or anything along those lines. This is something that would have been done by just a regular mage. And given the nature of hearing about things, and everything, you can assume, like, you would have probably found out there is an enclave of undead here long ago if it was something that had been going on for months and months. Whether it's been weeks or days, different discussion, hours even. I mean, you can guess it's not hours because you just saw that family, but you kind of have a window more so than you have, like, a specific time frame.
Wow.
Someone did purposely do this. I can't tell when, but I know it wasn't supremely long ago. I can tell you that much.
So you think it was a trap for us or whatever was passing through here?
I would assume for someone passing through here, but I can't get anything more specific. I'm sorry. Just that someone was here causing problems.
I imagine it is for fell reasons.
If it was for somebody just passing through, that begs the question, what's on the other side? What were they here to protect?
Protect or kill. If it was Ordallia, I mean, it might not have been. There's any number of evils in the world besides an invading nation that could have caused this.
No, I mean to drop an army of any kind and just leave it behind. Any kind of foot soldiers. Why were they here specifically?
Fair. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank on this one. I mean,
well the magic in the area would fuel it because there's clearly a lot of death here in this marsh.
Well,
Can't imagine it'd be a difficult spell. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, by all means. If the gentleman we ran into town came through this area as some form of a shortcut, I imagine that anyone else who came here, probably unwittingly to attract, came here for the same reasons.
And their bodies would fuel the spell further.
Sorry, is anybody else just terrified at the fact that there's just, like, skeletons in general? I know we're quick to logic and try to figure out why, but is this scary to anyone else?
I mean, necromancy is a fully legitimate field of study, if not one of the most.
I mean, honestly, I'm way too awesome to be scared, so.
Not scary so much as repulsive.
Just so you know, when you say you're way too awesome to be scared, Lance was in the background like, hell yeah!
We should not allow those two to go out drinking together anymore.
No. I think
these two to go out together anyway.
I'm just worried. I'm worried about the family. I'm also worried about what this means. But I'm also, whatever this ledger is, I'm worried that we're caught up in it.
Well,
and it's kind of scary.
Well, the Academy can research it and send researchers here. I assume they'll be able to handle skeletons.
And I think it's all right to be scared. I think that's sensible. I think being scared keeps you safe.
Yeah, like, don't get scared. I mean, I get nervous. Nervous basically means I know I'm taking it seriously. So,
Virgil, the more you talk, the ashier your lips get. Maybe put some lip balm on first.
The point is this: is that
just being polite.
I understand. Point is this:
I was waiting for Virgil to say, "I don't get ashy."
First of all, this perfect skin
if you
takes
stay
a lot of
ashy,
work.
you don't have to get.
Thank you. The point is
That's
this:
evil Bria energy.
if you're scared, Fallon, it means you're taking this seriously. So, hey, we all get scared. Not me. I just get nervous.
If I could have a moment of a rather sobering statement about the situation that we're in. Quite honestly, we're soldiers, and that means we could choose to look into the situation with this ledger, or we can simply carry on with our orders and leave it for someone else to research. What you decide to do, well, I'm down for either one as long as it's interesting.
Feldspar looks incredibly sad at what you just said, just like completely just like gut-wrenched about the idea of leaving this without researching it.
Felds, do you want to research it?
I think it would be the best thing for everyone involved if we did something. You want to just leave and not, you don't want to know?
I say I would like some insight on what we're fighting.
Well, I suppose respectfully, Virgil does have a point to catch up on for our day's adventures. So if you have more research that you would like to do, and it leads us to more situations like this one, well, I wouldn't complain.
What do you say, Lance and Remus? What do you have to say, Remus?
I feel it is our duty to continue the mission, but I will admit we need not have scamble-wambles like these rolling around within our lands and threatening the good folk. Thus, we should in fact bring together point A and point the second, and we move forward. And when we reach Limberry Castle, we can grab for us a messenger there and send them along their way to the universities where they can hibble and bibble and do all of that with the people who know such scalladry.
Everything you said could have been covered in one sentence, yet you managed to stretch it out into 6.
And they were all sentences that other people said. You could have just said, I agree with every other person who spoke.
Enough of that, you boot squeakles! We shall continue forth!
What's a boot squeakle?
I have no idea. I think he's just making up all these terms off the fly.
Is that a slur? What's this?
Spoinkles. Boot spoinkles.
It's a boot spoinkle. I know. I have a very wide vocabulary. I've never heard of that.
Allow me to simply ask this question. Should I put him in timeout now or later? I'm sure it will earn my death for insubordination.
I'm just wondering
how worth it.
I'm just wondering how he got this position, because he really hasn't done anything captainly.
I mean, he's managed to survive this long, so.
It wasn't on his own.
I'm sorry, nobility. Sorry, I got something caught in my throat.
Lance just walks by Feldspar. Yup. And then just
I was looking at Lance the entire time, like,
and just throws the sword in the bag. He's like, but I mean, come on, y'all. We already done picked it out. Let's keep it moving.
All right.
I suppose this is business to be studied by scholars, and I am no longer a scholar, so we should go.
Bells, we can come back.
And
can we, please?
Come back.
Should we take a bone with us or something?
That would not be advisable.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be touching. I'm sorry, I stole your accent. I'm not supposed to be touching it.
I wouldn't recommend that you do. It's if we take the bones with us, we may carry the spirits that we disperse, and they may come back. So
I want to say that Fallon drops like a bone. I feel like that would have consequences. But I think she goes to pick one up, and at the last, like, as you say, that's not advised. She just like stands upright, dusts herself off, and just, all right then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Suppose we should get going then.
And so the party begins moving forth. And they continue along the way through Dorvalder Marsh. I keep saying March instead of Marsh. They continue along the way through Dorvalder Marsh, and they get through it all, making good, decent headway from there to Limberry Castle. But somewhere along the way on the road, about halfway from the marsh to the castle, they see a man in brown armor running up to them. Ah, yes. Help me there, if you would, please. I need some assistance from some fellow warriors of the area. And you see Remus look at him and glint his eyes. I don't recognize that armor anywhere. Look good, Boot Squeakles. This is a great warrior right here. Gofford, what seems to be going on? And as the man rolls up, he takes off his helmet, and you see a gentleman in his late 40s, early 50s, with salt and pepper hair. I've been a bit of a pickle with them. Some of the men from my unit seem to be pinned down. I think I need all of your help. And Remus then says, well, if it's about keeping people safe, especially for someone like you, someone we've known so long, the Fellblade himself, Gofford Gafgarian, of course we're going to assist you. And on that note,
I have a really hard time with suppressing a louder than is appropriate sigh.
And on that note, we are ending the first session of A Tale of Two Lions.
That reaction was Steffi.
I wasn't sure who that was.
Happy about
That
it.
squeak was. I wasn't sure who that squeak was from.
Me.
Yeah.
It was from me.
The best part about this, folks, is that 2 of our cast have not played the game. So getting to see, they're like, I know something's going on, but I'm not sure
like, Gary,
what it means.
Gary? I don't know.
No.
I'm sure it'll become relevant, or it'll never go.
Gabby.
It will
One or
be
the other.
very
Gabby.
soon. Thank you all so very, very much for hanging out for us. We ran much later than usual. We're going to try and go 7 to 10, but it was our first night. We had some tech glitches to start, and it was our first combat. So I do ask that you forgive me. I'm going to try and do my best in the future to keep it to a much tighter corridor. So I'm going to go through the things I got to do real quick, a little bit faster than I otherwise would, but I still got to do them. First, I want to give a shout out once again to our sponsors. First sponsor I got to shout out, Valorous Games, the Valor system. That's what we've been playing. The combat we did, I was a little bit slower at first, but you saw, once we saw what we were doing, it was pretty smooth and easy to move around. A lot of things made a lot of sense. I really enjoy it. And you kind of just saw the tip of the iceberg because the technique system gets really open-ended, especially as you open up. I'm really enjoying it. If you hit !Valor, thank you, Kev, so much for hitting that in chat. You will see a link both to the Twitter account for Valorous Games as well as the official website for Valorous Games. If you like what you saw, you can feel free to go ahead and take a purchase there. But they do have a Kickstarter coming soon. That is going to be a reprint of the book with some errata fixed and also with some names corrected. So if you'd rather have the updated version, if you're only going to make one purchase, maybe keep an eye there. Our other sponsor that I would love to thank, Adventuring Kit. I think the party now will speak
Very cool.
to. It was
Very
really
cool.
sleek and good. It's just a sleek, fast, simple system, and it works really good. I love it. I really enjoy it. I'm so thankful to them for sponsoring. If you use !Adventure in chat, you will have a link to the Adventuring Kit website, as well as a note that if you decide you do want to get a premium subscription, you can use code GameDad in all caps for 25% off of a monthly subscription. I will note you do have to do that like on a monthly basis, but the code doesn't expire. So you just get 25% off every month for free. Like free money off is always a good thing. And that is that for our
I
sponsors.
keep doing this.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it to our players. If we can burn through real quick, if everybody wants to say, hey, how you doing? Wally, you first.
Sup, y'all? It's me, Wally. You can find me on Twitter at WALE132, like the cute little Disney robot. Thank you for having me here. I cannot wait for next week's episode. I cannot wait for this game. Oh my gosh, this was fantastic. This is gonna be great. Just like follow me on Twitter. You can find what I'm doing. Like coming soon. Me and Black Girl Mage, we got some stuff in the works that's gonna be premiering this Wednesday over on her Twitch channel. I think you should tune in for that. I think you should tune in for that. I don't know. I heard it's gonna be pretty hype. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got going for me right now. So just follow me on Twitter and you can just find out what I'm doing as always. And I'll pass it over to DK.
That's still me. Hi, hello. I wasn't and have been and am DK.
DK, not Donkey Kong. DK,
Hey,
not Donkey Kong is here.
The slow decline of natural life, like that. You can catch me at AbbaDarlings on Twitter, or you can catch me at ExquisiteCTTRPG on Twitter. The channel is dark this week, but you can catch me over on my channel, Exquisite Corpse Presents, with Josh next Monday. After this, Josh is going to play a very, very scary individual, and we are going to have a battle royale.
It's gonna be me.
I think it's a 9-person fight.
Damn.
So
You're kidding
all
me.
gods, everything is overpowered. It's scary. Drac is gonna be there alongside Josh.
Woo!
Please tune in.
That's a
We
team.
are going. Well, some of us are going to have fun. The players are very stressed out, but those of us who know what's happening, we're going to have a great time.
I get to just enjoy myself. I'm there to be a guest and cause chaos, and I get to bounce when I'm done.
And I also I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be hanging out with this group and to be finally learning about Final Fantasy. So
I know. Oh my god.
Lexi.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Lexi, otherwise known as the Black Girl Mage. You can find me on Twitter at Black Girl Mage and on Twitch at Black Girl Mage. I'm all around the internet. I do magic stuff. I do mostly D&D stuff. Now apparently I do a little Final Fantasy stuff too. But for the most part, I am DMing for the Strix U. It's gonna be on my channel this Wednesday. Is our premiere date at 7. God, we're just gonna have to keep shouting out each other's shows. I'm just gonna shout out this show, and then it'll just be a feedback loop, whatever.
It's a feedback loop. I'm with it.
Exactly. We got promo all week, so follow me over there, and you will see Wally's beautiful face over there as well.
Woo!
I'll pass it to Sin. Yeah.
Sin.
Hi, it's me. Right, the resident sunflower person, as represented by this new shirt, but also
It's cute.
Beautiful.
I
I
like
love
it.
the lungs.
this evening I have been Zeros, but in other places you can find me being your favorite, not sure if they should be a thief or not, robot on Saturdays with D&D Jordan Lee. You can find me here on Twitch doing Hollow Knight things because I'm determined to kill every god in that game. Probably to the detriment of my mental health. And then I will be back here next week doing all the fun things as a person who very much loves Final Fantasy Tactics. That is my favorite game in the series. This has been a delight, and I want to punch Gafgarian in the face in that order.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one person I would have hated more, and you did not bring them here. And now I'm afraid that you are going to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's going to.
I don't know what anybody's talking about. Sephi, you want to close it out?
Hi, I'm Persephone, aka Persephorath. You can find me at Persephorath on Twitch and Twitter. My Twitch, I'm taking a break from for the next week or so, but be on the lookout. I do a lot of Pokemon challenges, speed run challenges, and like Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, which is a randomizer for Final Fantasy VI. And my character's hair, I'm learning. My character's hair is inspired by Terra and she's kind of inspired by Terra because she's my favorite Final Fantasy character. So check that out. You can catch me tomorrow on That Bronze Girls channel at 6 p.m. PST on Shakar too, where I play Mariah, who talks like this, and I'm better at her accent than this one, but I'll learn. It'll be fine.
Everybody should watch Shakar.
Yeah.
Everybody should. It's phenomenal. All right, and I am Anoriand, obviously. I am your storyteller for the evening. I do stream outside of this, generally 4 days a week total, so we're moving this one in. So about 3 days a week outside of this. I will be live next on Thursday, probably checking out Cult of the Lamb, because someone provided for me, and it looks really interesting. So if you want to come and be a cultist with me, you can feel free. We will be returning for sure next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now that we've worked out the kinks, I feel far more confident in our ability to start on time. And also, before we go off, this has not just been my first AP, but like it's been something I've been building to. I literally crowdfunded for the ability to pay the players for their amazing performance. And I do just want to thank all of you publicly so very much one time. Everyone, please, one more time. I know I just put it in there, but exclamation point players, if you are not following everyone here, please do so. They are incredible. They're wonderful. They're talented. And I am forever indebted to them for everything they've done for me. So thank you all so very much. I love you and appreciate you all deeply. And also one last time for the road, exclamation point Sephi. Go give Sephi money.
Oh my god.
Do it.
I'm gonna fight every single one of you.
No, I put an at.
In
Go give
detail.
Sephi money.
Y'all. I love y'all, but I hate y'all at the same time.
Don't worry, Sephi. I already have a plan for something else for week 2, but I really wanted week 1 to be a surprise. Thank you all so very, very much for hanging out with us. You know what? Unch is live right now, and we are going to go throw the love that way.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to throw a raid over at Orion D Black, another person who, if you are not following them, follow them immediately, if not faster.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
And they're playing Guardians of the Galaxy. It's such a good game. Like, if you haven't played it, it's legitimately really good.
Cult of the Lamb?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy. Cult of the Lamb, I heard great things.
Guardians of the Galaxy legit made me cry.
Like, I was shocked at how good it was. So thank you all so very much for hanging out with us. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I don't know where the camera is. Thank y'all. And until next time.
Bye.
We'll catch you later.